Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the Westburg Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop, blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Welcome aboard. No, this isn't working either. Anyway, welcome aboard. Good morning, boys and girls. Man, this is weird. I'm not hearing anything on my damn headsets. Good morning. We are coming to you live from beautiful Hialeah Park, man. as we do every single Thursday out here on the program. Sean Stanley by my side. This will kind of suck if it's the headphones. I'm going to be depressed because this is my Iron Maiden headset, bro. Like, this is my Iron Maiden headset that's not working. Well, I took it off the extender. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's see. Let's see, folks. Let's see. No, there's nothing going on. Okay, so then, yeah. Okay, there we go. That's much better. All right, so get me my my Maiden back on. I need my Iron Maiden. Okay, up the irons, baby. Up the irons. That's what it's all about. Got to have up the irons. See, don't you love live radio? See, that's the beauty of live radio. You go live and then you go like, what the hell's going on? How come I don't hear myself? What's the deal? And it's a weird thing. Once you're used to the dynamic of doing your show and, when you do radio, you want to hear yourself, right? See, there we go. Now I'm hearing myself. So it sounds normal because once you have the headsets on, you're not really hearing yourself. So it's kind of an odd thing. You know what I mean? So if you're not hearing yourself, it just becomes weird, and it's a different dynamic when you're doing the show. But anyway, welcome aboard. We got that technical issue resolved. Hope you all are doing well. We're out here at Hialeah Park, baby. The Poker Room, second floor. Yeah. George Romero, the promoter, is going to be joining us. He will be joining us later on in the afternoon. We're going to give away 4 pairs of tickets to the fights on the 28th of this month. So if you want to win, well, you know what you got to do, right? You don't know what you got to do? Well, I'll tell you what you got to do. You got to send us a text at 855-912-1056. Text line 855-912-1056. And, of course, full name, phone number, cell, and email so we can contact you. And if you're one of the winners, we will put the tickets for you on Will Call. Please don't try to win the tickets if you can't come. If you can't be here on the 28th to see a bunch of these young Cuban stud boxers, then you know what I mean? Don't ruin it for somebody else that could actually, come and enjoy the evening and enjoy the fights. And by the way, we're going to give away 16 pairs of tickets, okay? So we're giving away 4 pairs today. And I want to make sure that all of you that come down, and you got to come on down over to the table where we're going to be at and say hi and hang out. And I'd love to meet all of you out there. So, and if you buy tickets and you come on down, which I hope you do, make sure, come on, man. I mean, listen, great boxing like this, local boxing like this, you get to see some of these young studs up and coming. That's going to be a lot of fun, man, because usually 1 or 2 of these guys become stars, and you get to see them, before they become stars. And it's kind of cool that, hey, man, I saw him in my backyard when the kid was up and coming, was 8-0 or 6-0 or whatever, that kind of stuff. And it's always a great story when you're able to see somebody up and coming right in your backyard before they become stars. So I'm sure 1 or 2 of these cats are going to become stars, and you'll have an opportunity to check it out. So we'll give away 4 pairs of tickets today. We'll pick the winners. We'll send you a text back at 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 is the text line. And that's the text line you can always use to comment on the show and tell us what you think. By the way, yesterday, once again, Sean and I are just absolutely floored. And I can't say enough about the support that you guys have given us every single day. We have crossed 100,000 downloads for 3 consecutive days. I mean, it's already sick that we're over 70,000 a day in downloads. Okay? I mean, that's what we're averaging, 70,000 a day. Because, it's over a 7-day period, right? But obviously, Monday through Friday is the hottest days for the downloads. We get a lot of downloads over the weekends too, but it drops a little bit, obviously. Last 3 days, Monday, 155,770 downloads. Tuesday, 116,193 downloads. Wednesday, 125,165 downloads. That's 397,128 downloads in 3 days. Nearly 400,000 downloads in 3 days. Folks, thank you so much. I mean, wow. I just that's like a $132,000 average per day. Yeah. Wow. Just crazy, man. So my dreams, I didn't even expect anything like this, to be quite honest with you. So we are floored. We are humbled. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And by the way, those of you also are responding on the subscriptions. We are over 9,600 now. We just hit I think we hit 9,000 on Monday, might have been. So we've picked up 600 subscribers in the last 3 days also. So thank you all out there for subscribing. We need 400 more to get to 10,000. So that is amazing. The rise there also on the YouTube channel. So 10,000. Those of you, if you're listening on the podcast out there, folks, because I know the YouTube people probably are all subscribed. I hope so. But those of you listening on the podcast, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the like button and hit the notification bell, all of those kind of things, and help us grow. But again, I just can't say enough. I am so floored at what has gone on here. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you immensely. David Triana says, good morning. Hoping to get that head coach news sooner rather than later. Just want them to stick the landing with this one. Well, they have to. They have to. I'm sure Chris Greer and company know they have to nail this one here. Good morning, Sean and Fins Nation from San Jose, California. It's another beautiful Thursday morning, and I am sure inflation isn't Tua's fault as well. All right, what did I get that thumbs up for? What are you celebrating?
I just I don't know if you saw it pop up. What we were talking about doing works.
Oh,
so
okay, cool.
We can do that. Just so
all right,
that's
awesome.
Why you saw the crypto talk pop up all of a sudden.
Yeah,
just I saw your face kind of look like.
No, I didn't even see the change at the moment. Like it was like one of those things that I didn't notice it. So okay, all right, cool stuff. I like it. That's actually very good news. Very good news. That's it's an insider thing, but it's all right. Hialeah Bread is in. Ian from Brooklyn. Polly King says, what do you think about Ken Dorsey as OC? Bring him home. What up, people? Good morning, everyone. Remember, guys, they got to hire the head coach first. The head coach will hire his offensive coordinator. Okay? That's how it works. So, I don't know. Dominique Veluso says, my only issue with Caldwell is he's 70. He's 67. I would prefer them hire him as an OC under Dan Quinn, if not, depending on what Dable has for who he brings in would be next. Yeah, that's fine if you want. I'm not the guy that is going to pick on somebody because they're 67. And dude, maybe the health issue was more that Brian Flores is going to cause health issues. I'm getting out of here. So if he's fine, he's more impressive than anything Dan Quinn did. Okay, this guy won 3 years in Detroit and went to the playoffs twice. That alone, forget about taking over for Dungy and Peyton Manning, and they went 15-1. Forget about making Joe Flacco throw 11 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the playoffs after they fired Cam Cameron in week 11, and he took over late in the season and straightened out their offense. That was impressive too. What he did, for me at least personally, in Detroit is more impressive than anything Dan Quinn did. And here's where I disagree with you, Dominic. I don't think you watched enough of Dan Quinn on game day. He's terrible. Terrible decisions on a consistent basis. He's not a good head coach. He's a very good defensive coordinator. He's a great guy. Everybody loves him. I know that. But he's not a head coach. So for me, the Dan Quinn ship has sailed. I'd rather not give him a chance. Let somebody else give him the second opportunity. I saw enough in Atlanta to convince me that he's a coordinator, not a head coach. So those are my thoughts on Dan Quinn. Rich L says, Big O, I figured out who Flores wanted in the 2002 instead of Tua and Herbert. The guy would make us jump off the bridge. Tom Brady, am I correct? You guys can take all the guesses you want and all the names. I'm not going to tell you. You know, and by the way, listen, sending me a DM, this is the new one now, Sean, because I've gotten like 40 of them. Hey, come on, just between us, bro. Tell me, who was it? Is it this guy? Because everybody takes a guess, too, at the same time. So you're expecting me to answer yes or no to whatever, or you're also expecting me to tell you a secret that I'm sure you're going to keep. You know what I mean? No, I'm not. I can't tell the secret. I'm not telling the secret, so whatever. You guys can have fun guessing and throwing out all the names. All I can tell you is he didn't want Tua and he didn't want Herbert. Okay? Anybody that tells you that he wanted either one of those guys has terrible information or is flat out lying. Understand that. Any media member on the planet, I don't care about fans. Fans don't know anything. They have zero insight. They're just guessing. But any media member, anyone, I don't care who it is, national, local, if they ever tell you Flo wanted Tua or Herbert, they are flat out lying. And if they're not lying and they tell you a source told them, never trust that person again because they don't have good sources. Okay? So that's all I'm going to tell you. That's all I know. I'm not going to tell you anything else. I'm not going to reveal anything else. All I can tell you is that Flo didn't want Herbert, and Flo did not, and certainly did not want Tua. Okay? He didn't want either guy. I ain't going to tell you who he wanted, but I'm going to tell you he didn't want either guy. And that's it. Those are the facts. Nothing else. Okay? Yes.
Just between us?
Just between us. Just between us. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. And nobody has been more right, and nobody has more insight on this specific situation than I do. That's the bottom line. Okay? So there you go. But I'm not ever going to tell you the answer. So stop sending me the DM on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. I'm getting it on LinkedIn, dude. On freaking LinkedIn. CEOs and lawyers and accountants. Oh, I'm watching. Come on, bro. You got to tell me. I got to know. These people they can't sleep at night. Like, what do you want to know? Who cares?
What is it called? A non-disclosure? They'll start faxing you
right.
non-disclosures. Look, you can tell me.
Yeah.
I'll give you a non-disclosure.
You got to sign. Damn. So, yeah, that's how it goes. But hey, listen, who cares anyways? At this point, you know what we have to do? It is time to go Bob Seger, ladies and gentlemen. And for you youngins out there, well, Metallica did it, you know, although Metallica's also an old band too, because they're from the 80s, actually. So, but I mean, they're more modern, at least to young people. Young people like Metallica, and they redid the Bob Seger song, Turn the Page. Right? One of the great rock songs of all time. My favorite Bob Seger song of all time is Turn the Page. I love Seger. Are you a Seger guy? I love Seger. I think it's un-American not to like Seger. I just want you all to know, okay? Just want you all to know that if you don't like Bob Seger, I question if you're even an American. That's all I'm saying.
I like him due to the fact that a lot of the wrestlers in the 80s used a lot of his songs.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Well, his music is amazing. That's why they're using his songs. Like a Rock is what you're saying? Where did they use that? No? Night Moves? Night Moves? What they Hollywood Nights? Did they do any?
When they first started doing the vignettes back in the 80s, they used all rock songs. It was like the big, again, was the big, because a lot of them had the.
What are you going to use, Katy Perry?
Well, Katy Perry wasn't there in the 80s.
No, I know, but still, I
What
mean,
would have
it's
been
just,
a Katy Perry of the 80s?
although Roar, that song is not. I guess it's not a bad song.
Pop wasn't around in the 80s, right?
Yeah, of course it was.
Not like, I mean, I guess today's pop. Like, I'm trying to think back. Like,
Well, no, like
You're
what
the
are you talking
music guy.
about?
I'm not
Like
a
like
music
like
guy, so-
relax, don't do it, like that kind of pop.
I guess, yeah. I guess like when you look,
Wham, that's pop.
I guess
There's
you're right.
pop.
I guess you're right.
It's
I
all
guess-
there.
I guess
Madonna's
you don't-
pop.
You don't think of that as at that time. To me, I wasn't thinking,
I-
this is pop music.
Usually, if it's on Y100, I considered it pop.
Pop.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right. I see
That's
what you're doing.
usually what I consider.
All right,
Now,
then I
once in
guess
a
you're
while,
right.
they would dabble, and AC/DC would have a song that would become more mainstream. So then Y100 would play it or something.
Yeah, I
You
guess
know what I
you're
mean?
right. Yeah. Now I think about it. Yeah, I guess if it was on Y100, it was
Yeah, pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I-95. Remember that when it took over from 96X? Before all that, before Power 96? Yes, all those days. Ah, yes, those were the days. Joseph Placetti, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat, man. Says, I just want us to get the right coach. This is Chris Greer's show now. Yes, and listen, man, in life, we all live, we all learn, and this is Chris Greer's opportunity to live and learn. He's been in charge now, full power, for 3 years. They've made some good selections, but they made a bad selection with Flo. And that caused a bunch of obviously, look, dude, the owner must know exactly what he meddled in and what he wanted and how it turned out and the pluses and the minuses. We just don't have. See, the thing is, you and I don't get to go behind the scenes and go look at the chalkboard and understand what happened and who influenced it. They do. They have the whole equation. They know exactly what decisions were made and who influenced them. So if this change is being made, it's because they all know exactly what went on. So, and this is why I kept telling, like, my man Omar and others, when they would come on, I would tell you, hey, bro, be careful. Didn't I say all year that he's been meddling in the I don't know, man. I'm just saying, we on this show, we kind of told you everything that's been going on behind the scenes. The entire time we've told you exactly what's been going on behind the scenes. So, to me, but this is his last chance. I'm sure that the owner says, hey, well, all right, Chris, we got to get rid of him, but this is your hire. So you screwed up now. You got to get this right. And Chris knows that he has to get this right. All right? Marvin Allen, Reggie McKenzie, all three of these guys know that they've got to pick the right coach. And what did I say in weeks prior before they fired him? Chris Grier needs to fire Flo, hire another coach. And what did I tell you that coach needs to be? The coach needs to what? Make suggestions, not demands. There are no demands anymore. There's no more of, I'm controlling what stays on the 53 and not. And if I want somebody off the team, you're going to do it. No. And that's where Chris Grier has to change in a way. He cannot appease his coach all the time. There are going to be times where he's going to say, Coach, I understand, but we like this player better, and we're going in this direction. And that's what I've told you now for several weeks. All right, this is nothing new. I drove your asses crazy telling you that Flo needed to get fired during the winning streak, and I did it on purpose because I didn't want to be like the rest of the media that they're either piling on one way or another after the fact. All right? And of course, 99% of the media, no, 99.9% of the media, they're all sitting there going, wow, this took us by surprise. This took us by surprise. This took us by surprise. And the only place where it never was taken by surprise is anybody that watched this show or listened to this show. And over the weeks, I've told you what they need to go after. They cannot have a egomaniac at head coach. They have 3 personnel guys that know their okay? They're really good. They'll be fine. They don't need the coach to tell them exactly. They just need the coach to tell them what kind of player he needs. They'll go out and get that player. That's all. That's it. Hey, I need a nickel. All right, we'll go get you one. All right, no, hey, listen, I need a guy that can be a thumper in the middle of the linebacking. Okay, we'll go get you that guy. Here you go, coach. Coach him up. That's it. It's not, hey, I need that guy. Hey, no, but coach, he's may have a personal issue, may have a knee injury. No, I want that guy. Doesn't work that way. And it can't work that way anymore. Okay? When you hire a established coach that has been a lot, like let's say you're hiring Andy Reid. Now you have to say, okay, Andy, what do you want to do? It's your show now. So now the GM works for you. That's different. That's a person that has earned the right to do those kind of things. There's only a couple of those guys in this league. Outside of that, the rest of them can make suggestions. That's it. And if you have good personnel people, let the personnel people do their thing. And now it's up to them. And they know it. I mean, I'm not saying anything that is not obvious. You're not thinking it either. This is probably Chris Grier's last chance. And he knows it. He's got to nail this one right here. Because if he can't find the head coach, then he can't be the GM. And that's just part of the game. You just can't keep firing coaches. You know what I mean? But this one, you have, okay. Look, it's like Jorge Mas. You know, Jorge Mas is a terrific dude, man. Okay, I got to work with him. I appreciate the fact that he tried. I don't appreciate other things that went on, obviously. And that's because he's a new owner. And he doesn't know the business. You know what I mean? So he's going to make a bunch of mistakes. And look what's happened with Inter Miami. He's made a ton of mistakes. And I worked there. And I watched it firsthand. And I saw the people that were working under him. And he's got a lot of people there that don't belong there. At least while I was there. I watched a lot of people that don't belong working in that building. A lot of incompetence. A ton of incompetence. But that's kind of part of being a new owner. That's when you've never done it before, and that Jorge Mas has never owned a team. He doesn't know how to run a professional soccer team, baseball team, basketball team. None of us do. You know what I mean? I've never done what we're doing here and how it's growing and growing. Or these are all new things to me. And we're going to make, Sean and I make mistakes all the time, dude. And we look at each other and go, all right, we live and learn. Now we know this is what we can't do. We got to then now, move on. And it's just the way it is. You got to live and you learn. And so now Jorge Mas, I know, will learn from all these mistakes. He'll correct them like he did with the GM and got Chris Henderson, right? And he'll fix it and he'll win, dude. He'll get it done. Well, he's going to make a bunch of mistakes along the way. And so Chris Grier took over. So he's made some mistakes. Here's your grave mistake that you made. Now you got to go out and fix it. And in the process, you've got to also convince a lot of people too, right? Because there's a lot of you out there that have been convinced that Tua is not the guy and that you cannot win with Tua. And so that's the other discussion. So now you've got to answer that question and the head coach question. So now we're going to find out if getting the head coach, who then also gets an offensive coordinator and also gets an offensive line coach and a quarterback's coach, does that fix the issues? Do the offensive linemen become better now? I'll give you a little, I don't know, maybe something that you were wanting for a while and you didn't get. I don't know. Don't be shocked if there's a running back drafted this year. High, like top 3 rounds. I don't even think the first, but second or third round, I can see a running back this year. Do you know why I can see a running back this year? Because there's a certain head coach that's no longer here anymore. That was influencing a lot on not picking a running back. Oh, no, we can get by. We can build young in the offensive line, all that crap. So, that's where I tell you that, it things will change around here. But Chris has now put himself in a position where he has to now finish this job here because it will probably, end one way or another, and that's common sense. Stephen Ross has to, if you fail in this next hire, that's going to be a major problem for Stephen Ross. So I'm sure that Chris and Reggie and Marvin know they're sitting there going, all right, we got to get the right guy that's going to work with us, not against us, not trying to take away power and all. Yeah. By the way, thinking about that with Flo, like, you're a real dirtbag, dude. Seriously, Flo's a dirtbag because you come into this place, you get an opportunity to be a head coach, right? And instead of working with somebody, you want to become the dictator and take over. And the guy that brought you in and is appeasing you and trying to help you, all you're doing is trying to screw him over. And part of the frustrations, I'm sure, that were coming out with Flo, it's because a lot of the things that he was trying to influence screwed up. That's why he's out. Don't kid yourselves, okay? If he influenced a lot of moves and they all worked, what do you think happens? Stephen Ross wants to win. So if the stuff he influenced behind the scenes actually all worked or mostly worked, he'd still be here. But the fact that he was disruptive and malicious, and obviously, see, the problem that some of you kind of miss out on, and some of the media members, right? Because when I listen to some of the stuff that I'm hearing on radio, it's kind of a joke, but you can tell they have no information whatsoever, and they just sound like fans. This is a guy that, if he had any success, he'd still be here. But he didn't have success. He was disruptive. He was divisive. And, dude, he was trying to screw people over. Why? Because in the process, he knew that he wasn't doing a good job. And he's the reason why you didn't make the playoffs. The problem is you have too many people in the media that focus on the 7-game winning streak, and they don't look at 1-7. And that's what the front office and the owner are looking at, going, well, wait a minute, dude. We're not in the playoffs because you did this, this, and this, and this. So your ass is out the door. And that's the part that people don't want to understand. Because if you were disruptive, but it meant that you were good and it actually got things done, then you would have hung around. But if you're out the door, it's because a lot of the stuff that you must have influenced was actually a detriment to the team. But some people in the media aren't smart enough to figure that out. And some folks also, as fans, aren't smart enough to figure it out either. Because, boy, I watch the guys on ESPN and CBS, they don't know anything. You can tell they're completely lost with this. Stephen Ross knows exactly what went on behind the scenes. He knows exactly what Flo demanded, what Flo wanted, what changes he wanted, what changes he influenced, and how those changes resulted in the effects of the team. He saw that he could not get along with his quarterback or his tight end, or that he didn't play certain players. He saw all of that. Those conversations went on all the time behind the scenes. Garfinkel, Chris Greer, Stephen Ross. You think they're not talking about all these moves? You think they're not talking about how you believe this guy's sticking with Brissett? Quarterback was healthy enough to play. He kept him on the bench. It's not because he was looking out for him. It's because he wanted to bury him. And he actually thought Brissett could win with him. And what do you think if you're sitting up there in the press box and you're seeing that? Fans aren't looking at it. Media's not. They're still thinking, oh, no, he's not healthy enough. The mofo's playing with ribs, with a finger. He comes back from a hip surgery. He comes back from 2 ankle surgeries where they have a titanium rod that they tied to his ankles and all that stuff. This is a tough sumbitch. That's the part that people just keep to, like, they cast aside about Tua. I know he isn't durable, but he isn't afraid. Why do you think he hangs onto the ball to try to make plays and takes hits? Somebody normally that takes hits and gets injured, you know what they normally do? They throw away the football and they run and hide. Not that dude. That dude doesn't even think, and he takes on a tackler when he's not supposed to because he's just playing football. There's everything to like about Tua. The thing is, you just have to open up your eyes a little bit and give the young man an opportunity. That's really what it is. And you got to understand your talent. And unfortunately, Cam Flo didn't understand the talent. That's why they got rid of him. Just like Cam Cameron didn't understand talent here or in Baltimore. And that's why they got rid of him there too. And they brought in the guy I want, Jim Caldwell, who understands talent. So I'm just, to me, it's just, this is funny, man. It's just funny how everything is viewed, and it's really the opposite. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. By the way, Samuel Tuiolemoto, I don't know if I'm sure I butchered it, but he says, I found you, Big O, and gave us a little love on the Cash App. So thank you. Cash App or Venmo, that's Cash Big O Show. If you want to make a donation, that is Cash Big O Show. So just wanted to mention it because that one came in last night, and I was tripping out with that one. Let me see, what else do we have here on the show? Big O, who's winning this week in the wild card? I will. You know what? We'll talk about that tomorrow. I think that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll talk about it. What I do like is that we have Saturday, Sunday, and one Monday game. I like that. I can't get enough football, so that's good for me, man. I love that, man. Saturday, Raiders and Bengals, which might turn out to be a pretty good game, Raiders and Bengals, right? Then you got the Pats and the Bills at 8:15 on Saturday. That should be a decent game. Pats will be well coached. Bills should win that game. But Pats with their defense will try to keep that thing close. I don't think that Mac Jones will be the difference there. Sunday, Eagles and Bucks. That'll be fun. See how Jalen Hurts kind of handles this stage. And the Bucks obviously are a little shorthanded, so we'll see how that turns out. Then you got 49ers in Dallas at 4:30. 8:15, Steelers and the Chiefs. I'll give you a prediction there. Chiefs all the way, please. God, I hated that Ben Roethlisberger is alive for another week. Sucks. I was so rooting against it. I really wanted a tie badly. I really wanted a tie the other night. So badly I wanted a tie. I did not want Ben Roethlisberger. I just despise that dude. He's just scum in my eyes. Monday, by the way, Arizona and the Rams. So we'll see if Matt Stafford gets the choke. But we'll talk on Friday about those matchups, and we'll give you our thoughts on those matchups overall. What else do we have here? NorCal says, thank you for educating this Fin fan, Big O. This is why I love your show. I'm still a blind-ass fan, but I'm getting better. Fins for life.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
Go, NorCal. You got your blind ass fan. Richard says Herbert wouldn't have done any better to do. He has a better offense with the Chargers, and he didn't make the playoffs. And he has the same record. Did any of you play or coach football before? If you did, you would see it. Well, I don't know if he wins the same 9 games with this team. This is a bad offensive line. He might take a beating like crazy in this team. I'm not sure if he sees all the sacks coming like Tua does. Tua helps the line just avoid a bunch of sacks. Big O, you're right. The national pundits do not know what's happening here in South Florida. Facts. Well, that's I'm with you, Lorenzo. I mean, I hear it, I see it, I watch it. It's you can tell that they really have no idea what's going on, and what the problem is that since they don't know what's going on, there's a national guess, and then everybody follows that same guess, and they just repeat what somebody else says. And by the way, we were kind of explaining throughout the year moves and things that were going on, and we kind of gave you a play-by-play. Big O is so freaking lost. I know. I am, Tritty. I'm super lost. I am completely lost. We need an RPO specialist. No, you don't, Josh. You need an offensive coordinator. You need an offensive line coach, and you need a QB coach. That's what you need. They'll know what to do. RPO, spread, whatever you want to call it, dude. Pro style, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. You need a real offensive coordinator. That's all. Because you can run an RPO, you can run a boot or a waggle, you can do all kinds of things. Tua's a real quarterback. So you don't have to run, you're not a one-dimensional guy that you have to only run an RPO. He can be a traditional drop-back guy. You can move him around. You just need a real coach that knows how to mix things up. That's it. Lisa says, please stop with all the Watson talk. I believe that's part of the reason why Flo is gone. New coach will work with Tua for the next couple of years and see how that develops. We gave Tannehill 7 years. Okay, now, look, let me clear this up, by the way, for those of you out there that might be still thinking about this. There's no more Watson. That's over. Understand that. I can already tell you. I'll give you the prediction, right? I think we got a pretty good track record here on predictions over the last 30 years with the Dolphins. We're probably better than anybody ever has been in the media in the last 30 years at predicting things for the Dolphins. Those are the facts. What can I tell you? I have that burden. There will be no more Watson talk. There will be no more Watson trade. They're not going for Watson. I told you months ago, this wasn't about an entire team going after Watson. This was a fight that was inside the building about all of that. And there was a philosophical approach, and one person wanted to change that entire philosophical approach because that one person changes their mind on a consistent basis. You saw that story with Barry Jackson. I didn't know that he was so touchy about something that got reported, and he wanted to fire whoever it was that leaked it, as he's so paranoid. So that's the kind of person you were dealing with in that building. I can't imagine anybody wants to work for that guy. And that's the problem with national media members. And maybe there's some local media members that don't realize it either. I don't know. But this is not a guy that you've got to be a really stupid organization to hire this guy and not understand what went on. You have to think about it this way. They just had 2 winning seasons and they fired him. Just let that marinate. Instead of thinking about it the other way, going, well, wait a minute, how could, because that's what the lazy people do, and you see it on ESPN. Well, how could you fire somebody that's had back-to-back winning seasons? Well, that's what you got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself how bad, what kind of an asshole this guy is that you've got to fire him after 2 winning seasons. Right? You're that kind of an a-hole that they've got to fire you after winning seasons. It must be so bad behind the scenes that they just couldn't stand the guy anymore. And if players don't like you, they're playing and winning in spite of you, not for you. That's the other misconception that we get. That's it's the lazy term, and former players use this all the time, and they sound like idiots. Well, he didn't lose the locker room. Get the hell out of here, dude. Most of you aren't playing for your coach anyway. You play for the love of the game. You play for your incentives, your contract. You play for your teammates. And most of all, you like to win. You're competitors. That's why you're playing. You love to compete. That's why athletes are what they are. That's why these football players are amazing. But they get stupid sometimes with these cliches. And then fans like suckers follow them. And other media members like suckers follow them. And they fall for the same thing. Oh, he kept the locker room together. No, dude. Mike Gesicki can't stand his ass. Mike Gesicki's making catches out there and balling on his own. It has nothing to do with this guy. Tua's killing himself out there trying to make plays. It's not for him. It's for himself. They'll just tell you what you want to hear. But meanwhile, you go look at social media, and there's Mike Gesicki and Devontae Parker and others pretty openly saying, yeah, we're happy he's gone. The biggest, it's just lazy media. Fans, I expect them to be lazy because I don't expect them to have any insight whatsoever. But when I see former players saying the same BS, it's like, come on, man. Well, you kept the locker room together. You can't keep any locker room together. You can't stand his ass. Nano Traveling Filmmaker says, Big O, why is it such a secret on what QB Flow wanted? If he's no longer here, what's the big deal? Why do you care then? Why do you keep asking? I appreciate the donation, but why do you care? Why do you care that I tell you? Ask yourself that. If it's not a big deal, why the hell are you asking? You get what I'm saying, Nano? Appreciate it, man, but that's not going to child psychology doesn't work with me. Okay. Let's see. Street Talk says, Big O, I bet the secret QB was Justin Fields. You guys can just take Secret Talk, then sends another super chat. And thank you again. Says $2. Don't phase me, bro. I meant Jordan Love. Lord, you guys will never get it, and I'll never say it. So what can I tell you? Love is the answer. Just love seeing that RPO. Or England Dan and John Ford Coley. Didn't think I would ever have an England Dan and John Ford Coley reference on the show. Which, by the way, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive, I think, right? Or yeah, I think that's how they called that out. That's an excellent album. Soldier in the Rain is such a good song. Good. That's a really, really good album, man. And Love is the Answer is a classic. Let's see. Electric, whatever says, why is Dan Le Batard on radio insisting that Ross is leaking bad info about Flores? I don't know, bro. I'm doing a radio show. I have no idea what Dan is saying. And in the end, like I said, turn the page, bro. Who cares? You know, is what Le Batard making Flo sound to be, Don Shula, Vince Lombardi, Bill Belichick? Is that what they let go? I don't know. Is that what the crying towel's about? Move on. Let it go, dude. All right. Marco Romero is in. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you for the super chat. Big O, do we have to fix X's contract to keep him to stay? Okay. Now, we gave you the We gave you the prediction already. We told you there will be no Watson. They're not going to be in the road for Watson. They're not going to be trading for Watson. They're not going to give up all that Houston wants. So they're not doing any of that. For whatever conversations were going on during the season, that was all flow related. That's my take on that. Okay? I think I've already given you this prediction, but I guess we'll do it again, right? I think we gave you the prediction, at the beginning of the year, and we gave it to you throughout the year. X will not return. Let me say it again. Xavier Howard will not return. The only reason he got the money last year was flow. That's it. It's the only reason. All right? They're not going to tolerate all this crap from him, and they shouldn't. All right? The front office can go find more DBs. Get your pass rush going. Your DBs will be just fine. They won't have to cover a lot. You'll be all right. But in the end, you've got to straighten out your cap. You've got to pay Van Ginkel. You've got to pay Agba. You're going to have to pay some people, right? You can't keep paying both your corners. The Byron Jones deal is going to be very hard to move. You're going to need another year to 2 to get rid of that deal. So X will go. Plus, stop being a prisoner of the moment. Most of you get caught up in this and the emotions of being a fan and, oh my God, we can't lose this, we can't lose that. You've had X for a while now. He's had several knee surgeries. Don't kid yourselves. It's only a matter of time before the knee gives out again. And if they give him more money and they lock him in for more years and that knee gives out, then the same people that said to sign him are now going to say, oh, wow, the Dolphins are idiots. His knee gave out. He had knee surgeries before. Why did they give him that money? Same people. Because that's the two-faced fans that we have out there that, since nobody tracks what they say, nobody cares what they're saying, they can always switch and say, oh, no, I said this, because nobody's tracking whatever your predictions are. Let's just be honest now. All right? John in Jersey and Fred in, Fargo, all right, and Jose in Orange County, nobody's tracking what you guys are saying in your predictions. So now you're saying, oh, no, we got to sign X. We got to bring him back. And then week 7, when he blows out his knee again and he's out for the year and he's missing a bunch of games, the same 3 guys are saying, damn, the Dolphins are idiots, dude. They signed X that deal and he had all these prior knee surgeries. Because nobody cared what the dude said from Orange County. We weren't tracking it. We're not saving it. Because that's how it goes. Plenty of you play both sides of the fence. You're not going to call in and say, yo, you know what, man? Damn, I wanted X signed, so I can't say anything. I would have made the same mistake Chris Greer made. I never get that from a listener. Rarely do I ever get that on the text. That the same mistake a coach, a GM, a player made, an owner made, or whatever, that you say, hey, dude, I was thinking the same thing. I can't be a hypocrite. So that knee is going to give out at one point or another. He's constantly complaining about stuff. And he is kind of inconsistent too. He gives up plays. I know we remember the big plays. I get it. But it's going to happen. And so my prediction is X is not here next year. We'll see if I'm right. I'm telling you, they're not going after Watson. They're not going to give up, 60% of their cap space and most of their draft capital to go get a quarterback and then not have everything that they need around to build around them. Doesn't make any sense. What you do now is you build around the guy you have now. So there's my prediction. Big O, do you think that there's any team in the NFL that can beat the Panthers in a 7-game series? Yeah, Tampa is the only one. Tampa. It's Tampa and the Panthers. That's that's what's going to come down to. So the Lightning has been there and done it, and so until you take them down, that's That's the final hurdle for the Florida Panthers. The funny part is, you know what it is? It reminds me a lot of the USA hockey team. See, Sean looks at me and goes, he did the RCA dog. He tilted his head. And he's going, USA hockey team, the Panthers. Where's the correlation? What are you talking about? Well, Tampa Bay's the Russians. You beat the Russians, but guess what? That's only the semifinal, baby. You got to go to the Stanley Cups to still win against the Western Conference, right? So what was it? Finland, I think they beat in the gold medal. Because everybody, a lot of people think, oh, wow, yeah, USA beat Russia. And the people didn't live it, like some of us. You forget that was the semifinal game. They didn't win the gold medal there. They still had to play Finland in the gold medal game to win. So that's the screwed up part. That the Panthers, the ultimate is getting past Tampa Bay. They're the best team in the world, right? So once you get past them, it's not like you go, you still got to take on the Western Conference best. So you can't have a letdown there. So once you get over the hump of the Lightning, you have to be careful that the emotions don't get the best of you, and then there's a letdown. So, that's the funny part about all of that. That it's a challenge for the Panthers, man. One hell of a challenge for the Panthers. Let's see. Yes, Lake Placid, 1980. Yes. Keep it in-house. Marino will turn this franchise into Super Bowl champs and get a ring as a coach. Omar, they do have drug counseling. I'm just saying. Omar Ferrer. I'm a little concerned for you, my friend. Because it's I think you need to think about some counseling. I think it's important that you maybe talk to somebody, get some relief. Maybe there's some drugs that can help you. You might, by the way, those of you may want to start smoking some cannabis. I'm just saying. Hey, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm also not, a pot guru or anything like that. I mean, I'm not telling you, but did you see the latest news on cannabis? Okay. All right. Well, there's some great news out there. And, we're in this thing. It's with the P, pandemic. Yeah, that's it. Pandemic. And there's this thing, COVID. That's it. It's called COVID. Yeah, and it's floating around. So a lot of people are worried about, obviously, COVID floating around and, what kind of damage can be done. Well, scientists, and I tell you, sometimes it's really fun to be a scientist. Because it's one of those things that sometimes presents some pretty cool opportunities. So scientists now have discovered that cannabis helps fight against COVID. How about that? I bet you didn't know that. Cannabis fighting COVID. So, as they say in not Fast Times. What is it? A Breakfast Club. Smoke them up, Johnny. I'm trying to pull up the article here, but my damn thing is incredibly slow, and I don't know why, but I thought the internet was connected here, but apparently I want to read this story for you. Scientists have some fun smoking weed and noticing that it protects you against cannabis. Acids extracted from cannabis plants blocked COVID-19 infections in human cells and lab tests. A new peer review study shows. One friend who insists weed has health benefits for everything under the sun can actually be onto something when it comes to one very important disease, COVID-19. A new study has identified cannabis compounds as a therapeutic agent to prevent coronavirus infections by blocking the virus from entering human cells, according to the study's authors. Widespread use of these compounds from pot plants and vaccination regimes could help fight the virus spread and the disease it causes people who get infected. With widespread use of cannabinoids, resistant variants could still arise, but the combinations of vaccination, CBD-A, and CBGA treatment should create a more challenging environment for which SARS-CoV-2 must contend, reducing the likelihood of escape, the study author writes. The author's helpful includes a very clear diagram of the process, as detailed in the new study published in the peer review of the Journal of Natural Products by researchers from Oregon State University. Oregon State. Beavers, right? Who doesn't love beavers? All right, the scientists who were looking for a biological compound that could bind the spike protein with the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which causes COVID-19, using a technique called affinity selection mass spectrometry on cannabis. The researchers honed in on 3 compounds. All right, forget about it. That now it starts to get all convoluted and it starts getting all, who cares? Bottom line is, smoke a lot of pot, okay? Whether you want to roll up a fatty, Johnny, whether you want to hit up the vape, right? You can hit the oils. What else do they do? Maybe some cookies, whatever it is, however you want to induce that stuff. Do it, baby. Do it. Man, it helps that CBD that I take every night. Because mine is done with actual hemp. Yeah. Mine has got the real stuff inside. Makes me go bye-bye. Makes me sleep a little extra. So there you go. See, we give you great sports tips here. We tell you what's going to happen with some teams before it actually happens. We give you some pretty good crypto advice, even though we're not financial advisors, but somehow or another, it's been pretty good crypto advice. And now we're giving you crippy advice. There you go. Hey, you can't beat it. We try to keep you healthy, man. Wash your hands, wear your mask, smoke a lot of weed. That's not so bad. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? Cop asks you, what are you doing? Why are you smoking marijuana? No, sir, I am killing cannabis. I'm killing COVID. And that's it. You're doing a service. I think everybody should be smoking right now. Right? There should be just weed smoke all over wherever you go. That way you're getting secondhand smoke, which is also protective. No. Use the mic. Let's go.
Can't they just do like they did with the when we are getting mosquitoes?
That's it.
They just have the trucks drive by and just.
That's it. Just
spray
THC all over town.
There you go.
We just have planes dropping THC all over the country. I think that's a good idea. You get everybody high. Love it. Cops are like an up in smoke. Guy stops him. What's going on? Well, you stopped us. Well, I don't know, man. Can I have a bite of that sandwich? That kind of stuff. So, let's do it. Big O Kenneth Cleveland is live from the Boom Boom Room. Big O, we have lots of beaver in the Boom Boom Room. VIP. Let's pound the pavement. Let's get down there. Big O, Anthony Campbell says, from the free agents this offseason, who would you like to make a big impact here offensively besides the line? Need an alpha wide receiver like Diggs. I'd rather draft that, Anthony, not pay for it. If I'm going to pay for anything in free agency, I'll pay for offensive linemen. They drafted Waddle, right? They can draft another wide receiver. So they found Mac Hollins, right? Now he's been pretty productive. So they could find themselves another wide receiver. So I'll do that. I'd rather you draft a guy because then you'll have him on the cheap for 4 or 5 years, Right now, I just told you they need to trade X because they've got 2 big contracts at the corner spot. They need to play Iggy, and they'll probably sign a backup veteran just in case Iggy doesn't work out. But in the meantime, you got to give Gesicki money. You got to give Agba money. You're a year away from giving Van Ginkel money. What am I missing? I know there's somebody else that they're going to have to pay, and I'm forgetting who it is. Yeah, I said Agba. Agba and Gesicki are getting money. There's one more guy that I'm missing. Is Durham Smythe up? Isn't this Durham Smythe's 3rd year? Because he's only on a 4-year deal. Right, that's what I'm saying. So you're going to have to pay Durham Smythe. You're going to have to pay both your tight ends. Well, you know what? You got Hunter Long, so you'll probably let go of Durham Smythe. That's actually what's going to happen. You'll let go of Smythe, and you'll have Hunter be the backup blocking, pass-catching tight end. It's probably what will happen. That's what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure of that. I like that move there. But there's somebody else that I might be missing. Let me see. You guys put anybody there? Oh, yeah. Wilkins, bro. That's exactly it. Yes, you got to pay Wilkins. It's another guy. Thank you. Appreciate you. I knew there was somebody. Oh, that's right. Nick Needham. Holy crap. Way to go, Martin. So that's why you've got to trade X. Because you have so many other players you need to sign. Plus, you need to go after some linemen in free agency. And then you have to go draft a corner so you can lower the cap number in that position. Because if you're going to pay Nick Needham to be your slot, and you have already got Jones, you need to trade X, because X will then bring you back several picks. You'll get at least 2 picks for X. You understand what I'm saying? This is the way the game has to be played. So they're going to have to part ways with X. They cannot pay everybody. They cannot keep everybody. That's just the way it is. And you cannot pay 2 corners that kind of money and keep everybody. You're going to have to do something. And again, I told you the X knee injury. All right, 1 hour down. We've got 2 more to go. Alan Poupart will join us, by the way, at 11:30 with our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report. Let's take a quick break. Back with more right here on the Big O Radio Show, live from Hialeah Park, where we've got boxing on the 28th, baby. Boxing returns. Some great Cuban boxers. Yoani Argelados, who's 8-0 with 4 knockouts, number 15 in the WBA. George Romero is 21-0, 13 knockouts. He's going to be here. Ariel Perez de la Torre is 6-0. La Maquina's got 5 knockouts. You can see him here. Abraham Martinez is Mexican, in Colorado, and he is 9-0-1 with 7 knockouts, folks. So a lot of really young, talented boxers will be here on the 28th. We'll be giving away 4 pairs of tickets. If you want to win a pair of tickets, send me a text. Full name, phone number, email, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Hour number 2 is next.
South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at FLPDjobs.com. That's FLPDjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. That's BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make a difference. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Friday, yes. Welcome back. It's hour number 2 of the program. Sean Stanley, baby, mastering this show as always. We're coming to you live from Hialeah Park, second floor poker room. Everybody's out here having some fun. Such a great place, man, really to hang out. And this poker room just looks like it's just a nice, relaxing area. All of the TVs everywhere. Everybody's got their captain's chairs. They can bring you some food. They can bring you some drinks. It's just a really nice, relaxing area. Downstairs, they've got a ton of gaming machines out there. I think the number, if I remember correctly, was somewhere in the 800, 900 range or some crazy number. Don't take it as a lock there, but it's just hundreds of machines. All of modern machines too, man, all over the place. They've even got the smoking machines. No, the machines aren't really literally smoking. You can actually, it's outside and it's a deck where they've got, some nice air filtration going out. So those of you that want to like enjoy your cigarettes and your cigars, you can do it out there while you're gaming. So they've got even an air, because it's a non-smoking casino. Okay. But they have an outside part where you can actually play your games and you can smoke, actually. So, for those of you that it's either or, maybe one of you doesn't want to be in smoke, come to Hialeah Park. But if you want to also enjoy your games and smoke, they've got it outside too. So it's kind of a little bit of both, and a great place to have some food too. They've got really good places here. So check it out, man. Check it out. Just had Chana's Enchanted Forest for the first time. So I'm sure they got the kinks out for future years there. So that's good, man. They're growing like crazy. We got boxing coming, all kinds of stuff here at Hialeah Park. You can check out the website, hialeahpark.com. And again, we are giving away 4 pairs of boxing tickets to come out for the 28th. They'll be at the Will Call. If you want a shot to win those tickets, send me a text. 855-912-1056 with your full name, email, and cell phone, and we'll contact the winners, and we'll put your name over at the Will Call. And when you do win, if you win, and you do come on over to the table where Sean and myself are going to be at. Love to meet you, man. All right. So great opportunity to meet some of you out there. I'm looking at the market right now. Got going on. Bitcoin was over 44,000. Let me see. Now it dropped to 43,591. So a little bit of a dip and then a little climb back to 591. Let's see if it can actually get back to 44, which I'm sure it is going to get back to 44 because it's already climbing. But the whole market has been moving like crazy, man. So it's nice to see. There was a little bit of a correction, and now it looks like it's coming back again. Ethereum's at 3,338, actually. It was up to, let me see, it was up to 406, but then it dropped, and now it's climbing back up again. So there you go. The market still pretty much holding up where it took off yesterday, kind of found a floor there. We'll see if it continues to climb after that. All right, 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, that's 855-912-1056. Email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Let me give you a little bit of an OK Coin corner, an okcoin.com crypto corner. I know you just had taken it off. You put EJD. Now, I forced you to bring it back there for me, but the OK Coin corner of the day, Puma is getting into the metaverse. So listen, those of you that want to be in denial, you can go ahead and be in denial. Nike and others are already in it. Puma's the third biggest shoe company in the world. And so the metaverse obviously captivated the attention of mainstream tech giants last October. Facebook has gone to Meta, right? So now a metaverse trend is going in the right direction. Puma is looking to hire someone to become the temporary manager for the company's digital culture. Candidates must have a strong understanding of NTS, the metaverse, and DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. Puma is one of the largest athletic retailers in the world, behind Nike and Adidas. So now NFTs have gone viral. So they're going to get into the NFT deal also. Now, this is huge. Remember, what's happened in our world that's changed is COVID has forced us to learn to live a little differently. Paperless as much as possible, contact as least as possible, convenience is ultimate, all these kind of things, right? And the metaverse is going to be an extension of that. You know, our show has kind of become an extension of all of that too. But the metaverse is going to be that because the metaverse is going to be a place where there's going to be bars and clubs and people are going to meet. So instead of you chatting with somebody, you're actually going to be able to look at them. And you may have your own image in it, and they may have their own image, or you may have fake images, who knows? But you may have your own images. And instead of chatting, you're literally going to be able to talk to somebody and see them in the metaverse. Well, you're also going to be able to walk into a Puma store, okay, and go look at all the newest Puma sneakers without going to the store and picking the sneaker you like and giving them the size and ordering it. And I know it sounds kind of odd because a lot of us were so used to, going to places and trying on the shoe and walking up and down the aisle with the shoe and all that kind of stuff. And that's changed. And people are ordering clothes online for years now without even trying them because it's your size, that's it. And basically it's going to end up fitting most of the time. If not, you send it back. Their return policies usually are so easy, you do it. It's not a big deal. So the metaverse is growing to a level, and Puma's smart to get into the metaverse because as a business, they need to get in. Just like your business is down there. For those of you that are watching, You may be a business owner. You don't realize it, but eventually your business will be in the metaverse. Who's to say that Hialeah Park doesn't have a casino in the metaverse in the future, where people are going to be able to game right from their house by going into your casino on the metaverse? How crazy is that? That could end up happening years down the line. But all of this is going to develop and evolve. So it's not just going to be about meeting somebody. It's not going to be just about buying shoes and those kind of things. That's why we talk to you about some of these coins. Like on OKCoin, there's Star Atlas, which I already got an NFT from Star Atlas because of my investment in Star Atlas. And by the way, Star Atlas has been in a nice dip at 8 and 9 and 10 cents. I got in on it initially. I think it was like at 12 or 13 cents. So I've lowered my overall price because I bought. It dipped, right? What do you think? I sold? No, I bought more. Because as I told you, Star Atlas is not really going to come off till another year from now. So I'm going to let it sit there. And when it explodes, I'm going to have it there. And I'm going to gain. Whether it's Sandbox, okay? There's all kinds of great things that are going on in the metaverse. And great investment. Sandbox is another terrific investment. But let me tell you, Star Atlas is one that you can find on OKCoin right now and get a great deal. I've got all kinds of OKCoin crypto corners on my Twitter page and links there where you could get $50 free of Bitcoin, which, by the way, Bitcoin is at a dip at 43. Remember, it was at 65. Eventually, it's going to get to 65 and surpass that. So get $50 free of Bitcoin now and watch that grow over the next year immensely. Or add to it on OKCoin and watch it grow immensely, and add a little Star Atlas while you're at it, because it's still at a hell of a bargain, Star Atlas right now. So take advantage of that. Go to okcoin.com, folks. That is your OKCoin crypto corner. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here on Dougie Fresh says, I was depressed, had a general malaise about me, and this lady gave me a play date with her big brown beaver. I'm healed of everything. Winona's big brown beaver. Want to do a little what's it called? Damn it! Now I'm brain farting with Les Claypool's band, Primus. I'm remembering his name and then I don't remember Primus. It's crazy, but yes, nice, a nice play off of Primus. Jason Gallo says, Big O, love the show. Are you hearing Caldwell or just wishful thinking? It seems like Daboll's the leader in the clubhouse. Please let me know. Let me know how the hiring of another coordinator would work this time. The Daboll one, look, dude, this is people just putting the pieces together. Daboll has ties here, coach for Saban, coach with Tua, all those kind of things. Chris knows him from his time here, all that kind of stuff. So that's why people are putting it together. The Caldwell thing, I'm just saying it's wishful. You know, I was wishful that they would hire Chris Grier. I was wishful they would draft Javon Holland. I was wishful they would fire Brian Flores. And I'm wishful that they hire Jim Caldwell. I'm just a wishful guy. I wish to do a show at Sloman's Home Security in Long Island. Sebastian Alvarez says, don't you have to tell me I know Flo wanted James Morgan, right? You guys are going to guess every quarterback that's out there. Uber Beaner says, I asked OKCoin about NFTs from Atlas, and they acted like they don't know what I was talking about. Uber, that's probably not true. They're exceptional. Go to their DM. Go to OKCoins DM. Okay. Did you buy over $100? First of all. Okay. If you bought over $100, this is what I want you to do. First and foremost, you need to go to OKCoin. Okay. If you have a site, if you have a thing, right? Then you need to do this. You got to go to the page on the far right and it says switch to pro. Okay? You switch to pro. When you switch to pro, okay? There's a little man there. You see that man? Hit that little man. You hit that man. Then after you hit that man, it says affiliate share. Okay? It's about halfway down, about in the middle. Right under refer a friend, you hit affiliate share. And then you scroll down and it says apply for affiliate share. You see it there? Okay, I don't know if they can see that on my phone. You hit apply now and you fill that out. Okay? Then you're done. Go to the Twitter DM and tell them that you filled out the affiliate share and that you bought over $100 of Star Atlas and you want to find out about getting your NFT, and they'll take care of the rest. I promise you that. OKCoin is exceptional. Their Twitter DM is sick. All right? That's how fast they are with their service. Okay? And again, use my link, bro. If you haven't gotten in, get $50 free of Bitcoin. Come on. That's $50 free, dude. Big O, people think that Flores was the real deal and say Tua was the same unreal man. Flo was toxic. Nikolai, I don't really care what people are saying, my brother. I'm telling you what happened. Actually, I told you what was happening before it happened. And I don't think I need any more proof than that. I think over time I've proven over the last couple of months that we were way ahead of the curve on all this stuff as it is. So I'm not worried about what anybody says because I can tell. Because, bro, when I was watching television the last couple of days, I laugh. I have to laugh. I laugh at, Ah Chow and all these other guys that I just think they don't know jack crap about what's going on, and they're just running their mouths. That's all. Flo wanted Mac Jones. Big O, people think wait a minute. X is past his prime, so a second and third rounder pick at best. They still might get a first rounder from somebody that thinks they're a corner away. I think they could still do that. First and a third, first and a fourth. I can see something like that happening because they have to give them money too. That's the problem. Radically says, great job correcting misinformation, Big O. It seems like everything is misinformation nowadays. That is not true. Should be used more. Well, the problem is that people really don't have insight. They're just kind of telling you they have insight, but they really don't have insight. That's really what's going on. Let's see. Keynes 1989 says Tua potentially just needs a head coach who knows how to develop a QB. Understands, yes, and knows how to develop it. Amen to that, dude. Big time. Big O, next time you see TD, smack the taste out of his mouth. He hates Tua. TD who? The mascot? Who are we talking about? Red Horse Adventure says no chance of snatching Gruden off the fired resign pile. Big O, should we go O-line from Iowa? No. No drafting. No drafting. You buy. You trade. You bring two veterans established. You got to have two. You need to douse this line with some leadership. So that way the young guys that are there can learn from those guys and they can get better. It's very important, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, they've got to go get a couple of proven linemen. That's what they need. It's extremely important that they level off this line with some real studs that can help the young guys become studs. Because I know all 5 linemen are not bad. I know at least 2 or 3 of those guys have got to turn out really good to serviceable. Yeah, 2 or 3 may end up being terrible, but they're going to hit on a couple of those guys. You got to get the right O-line coach to get it out of those guys. They didn't have that. Pepe Le Pew was never going to get it done. All I know is I like a nice pair of racks. Pallet Rack City. I'm with you there, Drew Boo. Everybody loves a great rack. Jason Myers is telling us they're all upset because he was a black coach that got fired. Instead of looking at all the facts, I understand them sticking up for the black coaches, but in our situation, I agree with the decision. The color has nothing to do with it. It's a black general manager that made the decision. This has nothing to do. Anybody that makes this about race, come on, dude, there are plenty of things that are about race. I get it. This was not. Nothing to do with race. It's ridiculous. Let's see what else. I agree. Sign an O-line and not draft we know what worked out for the last 20 years. Yeah. Yep. National Dolphin stakes are laughable. Well, that's why you probably shouldn't be listening to them, because they really don't know anything about what's going on. They added Leslie Frazier to the list. And I'll tell you this. Leslie Frazier is one hell of a defensive coordinator. He's not a head coach. That ship has sailed. He's already been tried at that position several times, and he's not a difference maker as a head coach. He's always been a difference maker as a coordinator. And that's the danger you have with some of these hires. And the chances, look, I think they're just doing their due diligence, and they're kind of going through all the different kinds of candidates just to make sure, because maybe the guy they do like, they interview and they're like, maybe I don't like him that much anymore. I didn't like what he said here. I didn't like what he thinks he needs to do here or there. So just in case, you need to be prepared and say, well, you know what, we'll do it with this guy instead. We'll go with this guy. So I think they want to, interview the guys that have been head coaches and have kind of failed, interview the guys that have been head coaches and had some success, and then interview the coordinators that have never had that opportunity. I think all those kind of things are part of the equation. You know what I mean? So that's probably why they're going through the different levels of candidates that they can bring in. And Leslie Frazier is one that they just added. But to me, Leslie Frazier is one that I've already, it's been there, done it. We've seen it. It doesn't work as head coach. So just in case, if anybody was, thinking about that one, I'm not necessarily a fan of that move. All right, let's take a quick break. Give us 2 minutes. Alan Poupart will join us on the other side for the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupard. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road in 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupard.
The legend that is Alan Poupard. How you doing, buddy? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, and I have good news. I'm wearing my contacts today so I can see you better, so I probably can make better comments today.
Well, you always make great comments, but that's not a good idea because then that means you have to deal with my face. That's not really good.
That's a very good point. Well, they're disposable, so let me take care of it right now. No,
yeah, you're better. You're better off being blind than doing this segment. I'm a brutally honest guy. Even it comes with my ugliness. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things. But anyway, hope you're doing well, my brother. All right. What'd you think of the new addition to the list in Leslie Frazier? I was just kind of talking about it before you came on, and I was like, been there, done that. Whatever, one of those deals.
But they have three been there, done that with him, Dan Quinn, and Vance Joseph. Again, if we're looking for communication and collaboration, Leslie Frazier certainly falls into that category a lot more than Brian Flores, so he makes sense from that standpoint. The guy can coach defense. Personally, I would prefer an offensive coach, but and I think it would be better for the organization to get an offensive coach. But I understand. Hey, doing your due diligence, there's nothing wrong with interviewing a whole bunch of different candidates. I'm still waiting for Doug Peterson's name to pop up. I'm still waiting for Jim Caldwell's name to pop up. But I have no major issue with some of the names that have shown up other than I'm not sure I'm real thrilled with hiring a 30-year-old something head coach when the last two were that kind of coach. It didn't pan out. And I'm specifically, there's nothing against either Kellen Moore or Mike McDaniel, who by all accounts are both really, really smart guys.
Right.
But there's something to be said for being able to command a group of guys, some of whom will be older than you if you hire like Kellen Moore, for example. So ideally, personally, I'd prefer somebody who's a little bit older, I don't want
to build a staff, bro. We just have gone through this.
Correct.
Philbin and Flo. Let's not forget. Philbin had the same exact issues. He also wasn't a people person, but the thing that really hurt him the most was he could not build a staff. And that's been the same problem with Flo, obviously. To me, it's everything. It's not just building a staff. It's building staffs, because you're going to have to build one after another, after another, after another. Spo, and I know it's a different size of whatever, but he's had 3 different staffs already with the Miami Heat. That's impressive, dude. No. And he doesn't stop winning. So that shows you that he replaces good assistant coaches with other good assistant coaches. And you've got to have that eye. The guy you're dealing with in the division, dude, he goes from Dean Pease to a Flo, to a Romeo Crennel. He has one defensive coordinator after another and his offensive coordinator. So I know he's the genius, but he actually also has really good assistants overall. And you've got to be able to do that. And to me, That's why Caldwell for me is the best choice out of all those guys.
But the thing with Belichick also is how much of it is he hires really smart guys, or he's a really good teacher in addition to being really, really smart and being a great coach.
It's all of that. It's all
correct. And that plays a factor. And I think Flo is a really, really, really smart guy. I just don't know if he has the personality to be able to get guys to like really listen and absorb what he's saying. And that was, ultimately like a major problem, as we've spoken before, especially on the offensive side of the ball. That was a big issue. And again, the ability to assemble the staff, absolutely without question, is a key in hiring a head coach.
Who's your selection?
Well, I told you before, I like Doug Peterson. Is my guy. I would have no issue with Jim Caldwell. But again, those are guys in that wheelhouse. I'm not a big fan of Kellen Moore. I'm not a big fan of Mike McDaniel. Again, nothing personal. They're a little young for my taste.
I think personally, I explained this yesterday because some people are like, man, that Mike McDaniel looks like he's squeezing zits still out of his face and all that because he does look young as hell, and he is young as hell.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to explain is I don't think they have any intentions on hiring those guys. But what they're doing is they're doing due diligence down the line, because as a GM, you also have to plan for the future. So let's say you are hiring Peterson or Caldwell, but you want to know how Mike is and where he's at right now. So that way you kind of have a feel for him 5 years from now. You say, hey, we interviewed this guy. He was pretty good then. He was pretty put together. 5 years later, maybe he's in a better spot. Let's bring him in again, and because if they left an impression this time around, maybe they become even a better candidate for you then. So for me, this fishnet approach that you're watching is really about the present and just planting seeds for the future, really. That's what I think.
No, correct. And let's not kid ourselves. It's not like the Dolphins already don't have an idea of, let's say, a final 2 or 3. I mean, they know who the final 2 or 3. And again, just like when you start off like working somewhere, that's like they tell you take job interviews because it's going to help you with the process.
Of course.
And it doesn't hurt to interview a whole bunch of guys. You just, gather information. But yeah, they might even know already who it is that they're going to hire.
I think so.
Or at the very least 2 or 3. And then it's, again, like as you mentioned, it's fact gathering mission in the meantime.
Yeah, I think a month ago they already had that list.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that, bro. I'm pretty sure they had that list and that idea already a while ago about who they were going after they're going to can this guy, because I'm sure what happened in the first half of the season is what triggered all of this. One of the things I talked about in the first hour, Stephen Ross knows where all the bones are buried. He knows exactly who demanded what and what changes were made on the team and why and who demanded this or that. He knows the play-by-play, and that's why this decision was made. And I think that's the part that I think some people are kind of overlooking and say, well, he had back-to-back winning seasons. Well, that tells you what an indictment it is, that they had back-to-back winning seasons and they couldn't get rid of them fast enough. So
yeah, but that's because he wasn't fired because of the on-field result. He was fired because of what was going on behind the scenes.
Right. And I think deep down inside, they feel like they should have been in the playoffs if it wasn't for him. That's what I think goes on in that building, because the 1-7 is what costs them. See, the where I think the public and some media members fail is they hang on to the 7-game winning streak, but they leave behind the 1-7, and that's the reason why you're not in the playoffs. You killed yourself to get back, like those Florida Panther teams of the past, but what you did in the beginning was that was your real violation. That's why you're not there. It's not a great feat to win 7 in a row. It's a desperate feat to win 7 in a row because you had screwed up so much at the beginning of the season.
Well, okay, this is where you and I are going to disagree, because to me there were so many factors involved in the 1-7 start, including the fact that the schedule was twice as difficult as it was on the back end. You look at their first 5 games. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you had several young players to integrate into your system, particularly on defense, and it's not a simple system. And we're talking Javon Holland, we're talking Jalen Phillips. Those are 2 guys who stand out, who became really so much better, let's say, in the second half of the season. And maybe partly that's why they weren't blitzing as much early on in the season, because maybe Phillips and Holland weren't really totally on board with what they were supposed to do. That's number two. Number three, the offensive line was an absolute catastrophe in the first half of the season. I've been defending their play, ad nauseum, but over the second half of the season, I easily can recognize in the first half of the season it was a complete disaster. And then the other factor also, and I know you're going to like this one, they had to go with Jacoby Brissett for a while. So if Tua doesn't get hurt, that helps. And the one game I look back in that 1-7 start, the one game that jumped out at me where if the offense can get out of its way, actually made it won that game, is the Colts game, where if you recall, neither team was doing anything on offense.
I know.
Until Brendan Scarlett takes a stupid offside penalty on a 4th and 3 when the game's like 3-3, I remember. And then the Colts go right down and score, and the Dolphins were playing catch up from behind. And Brissett was bad that day. The offensive line wasn't giving him a shot. So I do think that Flores deserves more credit for bringing him back from 1-7 than he deserves blame for them.
Yeah, but see the problem where you and I detour on that first half, we're talking about Jacksonville and the Raiders, bro. You got to win those games.
Raiders are in the playoffs. They're a good team, and they had every chance to win the game.
They should have won that game. They should have won that Raider game, but they also should have won the Jacksonville game. So yeah, you're right. It was more difficult, but the easier games and the ones you had, didn't they lose 3 games by 3 points? Right? I think if I'm correct,
2,
right?
3, and 3.
Yeah. So those are the games that were winnable. You know what I mean? And so you had to come away with some of those victories. So you're right that it was a more difficult schedule, but where I disagree with you is you lost the games that you should have won. You had them. Those are the games that you should have.
Okay, well,
you failed.
Okay, but I don't know why we can say they should have won at Vegas when Vegas is a playoff team. Although I'm going to help your case here and hurt mine that I despise Flores' decision to kick a field goal on like 4th and 2 from the 30-yard line in overtime to tie the game. To me, was completely a horrible decision. But I can't say Vegas is a game they should have won. They could have won it. And then Jacksonville, dude, they pretty much beat everybody on their schedule that they should have beaten. And the game against Jacksonville basically came down to they go for it on 4th and 1, they get stopped, and then Jacksonville pulls off the miracle of being able to get 10 yards in 4 seconds and get the field goal kicker, who, by the way, hadn't made a field goal longer than 46 yards before that game. So that was
kind of a Flores blunder, right?
Where was the blunder?
I mean, just that you allowed that to happen.
Well, dude, like my father used to tell me, the other side gets paid too. Jacksonville beat Buffalo, and they beat Indy in the last game.
I know. They beat.
So it's not like just because you show up and they show up and they're Jacksonville. Yes, they should. That's a team you should beat, and they beat most of the teams that they should have beaten throughout the year. So I don't know that I can go and say, well, they didn't make the playoffs because they lost against Jacksonville.
Yeah, that was that loss. That one stung so badly. That Jacksonville loss.
It was fluky. It was very fluky too.
Do we know the process here? Do we know how long this thing's going to take? Do we know if candidates are being shuffled in and out? Do we know who's interviewed, who's not? What do we know on that end?
Well, what we do know is Peter Schrager from Good Morning Football has reported that initially it was going to be Brian Daboll and Leslie Frazier on Sunday, right after the Bills play Saturday night. Now, apparently, Frazier's been pushed back to next week. My guess is there's going to be a whole lot of things happening next week as well. And I can't imagine it's going to be a terribly quick process. I don't think it's going to take as long as it did with Flores, because Flores was in the middle of a Super Bowl run and he couldn't be hired until it was done. So he was hired February 4th. I think ideally in a situation like this, you'd like to have your staff in place by the Senior Bowl. So I think we could look at that as a target date, maybe a few days before that.
If you had to target players that are coming back and some that are gone, who are they on this team?
Is this my preference or my prediction?
Yeah, no, your prediction.
Oh, my prediction. Okay.
Your feel for who stays and who goes.
Okay, depending on the kind of coach, I would have told you had Brian Flores stayed, I would have told you I would have put it more than 50-50 that they would let Mike Gesicki walk in free agency. Now, if they hire a different kind of coach who runs like a more of a down the field passing attack, I can see them hanging on to Gesicki, although I can't see them breaking the bank for him because he is kind of one-dimensional. I think Eric Rowe's in trouble because of his cap number and the fact that they have two good young safeties with Brandon Jones and Javon Holland, even though I like Eric Rowe a lot. I think Devontae Parker, and I know that you'll be happy about that, I think he could be somebody where the Dolphins come up to him and you say you got to restructure your deal.
Oh, yeah.
And if he doesn't, if you look at, I just checked the numbers, if you make him a post-June 1 cut, I think the dead cap money is like $2.6 million, which is not egregious. So I think that's somebody. Savon Ahmed's an exclusive right free agent. I don't even think the Dolphins are going to tender him. Those are the kind of Alan Hearns. I don't see any way he comes back. Some of the fringe guys like that. I absolutely think Emmanuel Ogbah is going to get re-signed regardless of the new head coach. X is the big question mark. And I'm going to say what I've said before. I caution against, I know it's really tempting to dump him because you save a lot of money and he's 28 now, is going to be 29. I think July the 4th is his birthday. And he's had
knees, injuries.
But again, you weaken your defense big time if you get rid of him. So,
well, how do you re-sign? How do you re-sign Gesicki, Wilkins, Ogbah, Needham, and keep both corners? I was talking about that in the first hour. I don't think that makes any sense. X has got a knee that's going to give out at one point or another. He's going to want money again, obviously. You trade him, you get picks, you play Iggy, you sign a backup veteran just in case the Iggy thing doesn't work out, and you can play that veteran, but you have to sign all these other guys, and there's no way you can keep everybody. Plus, I believe they're going to go after an offensive lineman or two in free agency, so that'll take up more cap space. So, I know they talk about the 70 million, but before you know it, that 70 million is gone, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so mathematically, I don't think you're able to keep everybody, go after linemen, and keep X. Doesn't make sense.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Wilkins has another year on his rookie contract. So what you're going to do now is you're going to pick up the fifth-year option.
Right.
Or next year. This year, he's still very cheap, so he's not a problem. Ogbah, to me, is a must re-sign.
Yes.
Gesicki, even though he's a really good receiving tight end, and you drafted Hunter Long for a reason last year. Is there going to be that much of a drop-off as a receiver, as a pure receiver tight end?
Well, experience-wise, there is right now.
Well, no, I understand that, but in the long run, for the money that you're going to save by not re-signing Gesicki, to me, that
you don't re-sign Smythe, you let him go.
Except Smythe can block. Smythe can block.
Hunter becomes the blocking, catching guy. Gesicki is your athletic / wide receiver tight end type.
Except I'm not sold on Hunter Long as a blocker. Just like I'm not sold. You have a whole lot more confidence in Iggy than I do. I
don't. It's not that I have confidence in Iggy, dude. It's not a matter that I have confidence in Iggy. Is that they have no choice. They have to play him now. They have to find out if he can play or not. You haven't played him enough. None of us know really if he can play. He's only played a couple games, and yeah, I know they were disastrous. Oh, there was one outing last year where he did all right, but still, there hasn't been enough out there to even decide whether he can play or not. You've got to let him go out there and play a bunch and make a bunch of mistakes and find out. They have no choice, Alan. They have to find out if he can play or not already. If not, then why'd you draft him? You know what I mean?
Because you thought he could develop and he can't. Here's the thing. I always
haven't developed him yet. You haven't developed.
No, here's the thing, though, is that I defer to coaches a lot of times too. Is they see him in practice every single day, and they haven't bothered putting him on the field. I mean, he's basically on the field on special teams. I mean, how bad does he have to be? And we saw him like he was a disaster as a rookie. We saw him in the preseason a little bit this year,
right.
And it's rough, man. It's rough.
But what is he can't find up time for Gesicki on the field? I mean, it's not like he makes all the right decisions.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm just saying My guess is I think that they can afford to let go in terms of helping the team. Again, if the plan is to compete in 2022, I think the Dolphins absolutely positively should keep X. If it costs him Gesicki walking in free agency, so be it. I think if you lose X, it's going to help in the long run, no question. But I think it's a severe blow to that defense in 2022 because I don't think you can replace him very easily.
No, I get that. I guess I get that. That's what the optics are. It may not be the reality, or it might be the reality. We don't know because we don't know what they're going to get in place. Anybody expect Javon Holland to become that good that quickly? Not really. You would expect him to take a little while to develop, and the kid has shown you flashes right from the get-go. So sometimes you find guys that can flash right away and fill in, and maybe they find somebody else that can fill in right away. Maybe Iggy the light goes on. I have no idea. What I don't want to do is give up on any of these kids when they really haven't played much. I'd like to at least see them play a bit before I actually say they can't play, because if they were successful at a high level in college, then let's give them a chance to kind of find their way here and figure things out. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we haven't given the kid a chance.
Well, I'm not advocating dumping him, but I'm saying, again, if the idea is to compete in 2022, I think even hoping for him to be serviceable as a starting cornerback is very dangerous. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the only thing is, I think the danger you're playing with now is that you're setting an agenda on the season when nobody said anything like that. Nobody said, oh, no, it's winning or bust. So we have to go out there and play to win. No, you've got to go out and develop a team. And so part of it is developing a Hunter Long that hasn't played a lot. Part of it is developing an Igbenogany who hasn't played a lot. So that's kind of part of the process, that you've got to play some of these young guys. So there's going to be growing pains. And we already thought they were a playoff team, and they didn't end up being a playoff team this year. So let's not consider them a playoff team. Let's just see what the next coach can do with this team and see if they can improve it. You're already putting the desperation of that if you're not effective and you're not winning like playoffs, you failed, when maybe that's not what the agenda is. The agenda is to develop the team, and you just don't know where you're going yet.
No, my agenda. Well, but the thing is, okay, exactly how long I'm going to be rebuilding. And remember, Stephen Ross said that the Dolphins have a very good roster. I'm joking about that part, but they do have a roster that can be competitive with some tweaks here and there. And I think, to me, going into the season with the thought of, well, we need to see what we have. Let's give it a year. Dude, they haven't made the playoffs since 2016, and teams turn around like that everywhere. At some point, it's like, I want the bar to be raised that, yes, absolutely, making the playoffs needs to be the goal in 2022. It's been enough already. I mean, seriously.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, I don't know where this team is right now. How do I demand that until I know what the hell the offensive line is? If you go add a couple of veteran linemen, then I'm starting to think of, okay, yeah. But, if you're going to stay young, I doubt they're going to do that. That was a flow thing. But if you're going to stay young across the board like that, it's hard for me to think that you're going to build that thing up that quickly, because it's difficult for young linemen to develop. That's a mission, man. They've got to change things around in order to think that, okay, well, they've got a playoff shot. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't add veteran linemen, that's going to be a challenge for that team.
I think going in, and I'm not suggesting you tell the coach it's playoffs or bust, which it would have been with Flores, but you need to set an expectation. And you and I think both agree that if they get their hands on a good offensive line coach,
yes.
Now the need to get veterans, obviously it's still there, but it's not as dire as it is right now. Because right now we're looking at the finished product and be like, oh my God, this needs so many parts. Well, maybe it just needs better development, better coaching. And
it does need better development, better coaching, but they do need a couple of veteran linemen in there. Overall, you can't just depend on all those young guys. They need two guys that have been there and done it, that those guys can look to, and they can be anchors, and then they can help develop some of those young guys, because some of those young guys maybe should be backups learning from some of those, veterans. I think you need an infusion, and either you do it in free agency or via trade, but you've got to find yourself a couple of linemen to add to this team. For me, I think, at least for next year, if you want to develop your quarterback, you got to give him a clean pocket. And to me, the guards in the center have to be near elite in order to play with Tua. You have to have that kind of, short quarterbacks can't have crumbling pockets, bro. They just can't. They need passing lanes. If they don't have passing lanes, it's harder for them to do their jobs. Big quarterbacks can see over that damn line, but shorter quarterbacks need to have those passing lanes because that's how they do their anticipatory throws. And if they don't have the passing lanes, it just becomes that much more difficult. And I know that they know that. Anybody knows that with short quarterbacks. You got to do that. And I think that that's where you'll see the focus, is that they'll fix the middle of that line in a big-time way. That's just me.
No. There's nothing. I agree with everything you said. My point is I would put finding a quality offensive line coach almost at the same level as bringing in talent.
Yes. No. The head coach I hire, he has to tell me who are you getting at O-line coach. Like, guaranteed who's coming, because we need one of the 5 best O-line coaches in the NFL from here on out. Money's not an issue, whatever. We'll pay him double of whatever, because Stephen Ross will pay whatever. That's what you got to love about Stephen Ross. He's going to do whatever the hell you need to win. Right. So I'm with you, dude. You've got to find, that's why a Caldwell I like, because I know he's going to be able to get a good offensive line coach. And he's going to be able to get a good offensive coordinator. Plus, he's an offensive coordinator and a quarterback guy. So to me, that's where it just builds real synergy overall.
Well, and also, if you recall, when the Eagles won that Super Bowl in 2017 with Doug Peterson, the strength of that team wasn't that quarterback with Nick Foles, even after he replaced Carson Wentz. It was their 2 lines. Their O-line and their D-lines were completely outrageous. So obviously Peterson had his hands on a really good offensive line coach. I couldn't even remember who it was at the time, but obviously this is like somebody who knew his business. So Peterson knows what a good offensive line should look like.
I'm with you there. All right. Is this done by the Senior Bowl, you think?
That would be my expectation, yes.
Yeah, me too. I think so too. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. What are you working on over there at Sports Illustrated, young man, so folks can check you out?
Nothing. I'm taking a break the entire month. Just playing. Just now I'm playing. That'll come in later.
Is that July? Is that June, no. Late June, early July?
That'll come late June. No, I got a mailbag going up, and then I'm going to start doing some season recap stuff, and obviously keeping tabs on the head coaching search, which obviously is the big news these days.
That it is, my friend. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. And if you're a Dolphins fan, you must bookmark his Sports Illustrated page. They know how to get it done there. He's printing articles left and right. Alan, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
You got it. Have a great rest of the week.
You got it. There you go. The great Alan Poupart. Hour number 3 is next.
This has been the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report with Alan Poupart, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and never miss a report. Search Big O Radio Show on most platforms. Visit Sports Grill in our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th, and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Hallett Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Hallett Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A-plus rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified whitening contractor. Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, it's hour number 3 of the program, baby. We are ready, locked and loaded out here at Hialeah Park. Hey, the 28th of this month, we got a great boxing card as boxing returns to Hialeah Park. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a fun night on the 28th. All kinds of great boxers, young great boxers. You got an opportunity to see up-and-coming boxers. Joanny Argelados, who is 8-0 with 4 knockouts. Abraham Martinez, El Colorado, is 9-0 with 7 knockouts. So some really good fighters. George Romero is 21-0. It's got 13 knockouts. So a great opportunity for you on the 28th of this month. You can buy your tickets, HialeahPark.com. We are giving away 4 pairs of tickets today. All you have to do is send me a text, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Put your full name, put your phone number, put your email, and we will get in contact with you. And the tickets will be at the will call window. Now, remember, do not send in anything if you don't intend on going to the event. Okay. It's, let's let people win that actually want to go to the event. Let's do the decent thing there, because a lot of people win tickets and a lot of people never pick up their tickets. So, if you're going to make a commitment, then you go. If not, don't do it. As they say, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Okay? Don't do it. Let's see. Man of 1,005 Holes says, just let Greer be head coach, since most people are blaming him for team's failures since 2005. Man, why not, right? Let's do it. Let's see. Rex, a Red Horse Adventure says, Rex Ride has a tattoo of his butt fuming QB, LOL. True story. He has a tattoo of Mark Sanchez. Yeah, but I think he changed the tattoo, right? Did he alter it finally? I thought he was going to alter the tattoo or something, but he did put a tattoo. Anybody that does that, that's right there. That's enough to never hire him again to be a head coach. That he actually would put a tattoo of Mark Sanchez on him. Big O, now Tua has to have 2 elite linemen. Then why are we going to rock this kid? It's not going to happen. I know, Dana, and Bob Greasy had 5 stud offensive linemen. I know, right? It's a shame. And Troy Aikman had what, 4 or 5 of them? I know, right? It's not like it's ever happened before, right? That quarterbacks have really good lines. I know, Dana. That's not something that normally happens in the NFL. I know. It's, because obviously successful teams They never have good offensive linemen. I mean, that's not necessary. It's not needed, you know? So why would Tua be special? Why would he need what Joe Montana had? Why would he need what Phil Simms had? Why would he need what Terry Bradshaw had? I'm not sure. You're right. I mean, why would you want a great line? It's, Brady has had an elite O-line. Not only that, Carlos, he's had one of the 3 greatest offensive line coaches maybe of all time in Dante Scarnecchia. Top 3, top 5 O-line coach of all time. All time. Okay? For most of his career. Not all of his career, but for most of his career, he had one of the 5 greatest offensive line coaches of all time. But of course, it's not needed. It's not important. Why does Tua need linemen? Were you going to say something, sir?
Rex Ryan changed the tattoo from Jets green to Bills blue.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a picture of his wife wearing a Sanchez jersey.
Right. And wait a minute. But did Sanchez and Josh Allen wear the same number?
No, it's 6.
Oh, it's 6. Okay.
Sanchez is 6.
Right.
Allen is 17.
Right. That's what it is. Okay. So he changed it to Bills because he went to the Bills. I see. Okay, so who's number 6 for the Bills? Who's the famous number 6 for the Bills? All right, there was no salary cap in those scenarios. You mean Tom Brady has had no salary cap? Tom Brady's only played in a salary cap with one of the greatest offensive line coaches and really good offensive linemen too in the process. Not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Doesn't Dallas still have like a 2 or 3 like absolute studs? Doesn't Indianapolis have like a couple of studs on their line too right now? You think Jonathan Taylor's doing it by himself? That's funny. So nobody has a good line nowadays. Nobody has a couple of really good linemen. I'm not saying 5, but nobody has 2 or 3 really good linemen on their team. Okay. All right. John Murphy says, watch your weight, brother. I want you around for a Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. I am so undisciplined. I'm terrible. But what can I tell you? It's been a fight my entire life, the weight issue. What can I tell you? Let's see. Good thing we took long over Matt Ryan, LOL. I don't think Matt Ryan wins anything here. I don't think the teams were that good that he would have led them to a title. So in the end, doesn't really matter. The shame was, I know, rest in peace, and I hate bringing up Sperano constantly because he's no longer with us. But Sperano's the one that screwed up Jake Long's career. He played him in a meaningless preseason game in rainy conditions on a baseball/football field and injured that knee. And from that guy was never injured. From that injury, it led to overcompensating for everything else, and it led to other injuries, and his career was never the same again after that. One of the dumbest moves I've ever seen in my life. He wanted to try to build continuity by going deep into a preseason game when you're playing against scrubs and you're playing on a baseball field. It's like, come on, dude. And those of you who don't know, that field was that hard and slippery, and oh man, those baseball fields are bad on a football field. That just changes the traction of everything when you're playing. And where the clay and the grass starts, that's also real danger for players and their cleats and all that stuff. It's just not a good situation. It's a really, really terrible move by Sperano. It was he pretty much ruined the career for Jake Long. He would have had a hell of a career. He would have never left the Dolphins. They would have kept him here. He would have been a monster for a long time. Now, again, maybe he wins, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Left tackles can really help you out a lot at times, but they're not going to win a title for you. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Trucking Therapy says, don't forget a good backup because we'll never play a full season, Mr. Glass. Yeah, I got you. Oh, Miami should pay Gesicki. They should, and they will. I think they'll pay Gesicki. I do remember that with Long. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was terrible. Eric Storm says no QB in the NFL history has ever been able to win a Super Bowl without a top offensive line. Just ask Mahomes and the Super Bowl how important having two tackles is. Yes, exactly. I mean, Peyton Manning couldn't throw for more than 10 yards. What was it, 2016 when Denver won it? And he had a line, he had a running game, and he had a monster defense. And he couldn't throw. I have a better arm than Peyton Manning that day. Any of us have a better arm than Peyton Manning at that point. I mean, it was bad. And yet he won. It's because he had a line, because he had a running game, because he had a defense. And pretty good coaches, I guess. Not to harp on old times, but damn, we messed up on Drew Brees and Mike Tomlin. Want to be a Dolphins. We said no thanks. David says, somebody on Twitter made a funny comment yesterday regarding Mike McDaniel saying he could only go to a team that's in a state with legalized marijuana. Well, hurry up, DeSantis. Anyways, DeSantis should be approving marijuana soon now that he finds out it fights COVID. And since he, did you see him hemming and hawing when they asked him about the booster? It's like they asked you like they're insulting your family or something. Just say, yeah, I did, took it. No, I didn't. Who cares? That's it. Move on. Too funny. Oh, would you take Spo over Shula as top coach of Miami? Well, Riley too, by the way. Okay. No, it's Shula, Riley, and Spo. Probably are your three best coaches of all time in the history of South Florida. Yeah, we could throw Jim Leland in there, and we can throw Ron Frazier, the Wizard, in there for the Canes. Jack McKeon. Oh, God. Jack McKeon. It's talk about the public and misconceptions. Oh, my God. When they try to describe that guy like some great manager. It's so funny, man. It is really hilarious. Sometimes, the dog just shines on a dog's butt every once in a while. And that's exactly what happened with Jack McKeon. All right. Let me see. Oh, my man Eves is checking out the show. Let's bring Eves aboard. Eves Shams, baby, from American Dream Lending. Eves, how you doing, my man? You doing all right? Wait a minute. We got him there. There we go. How you doing, my friend? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. It's the Dolphin world is now trying to find out if we're what coach are we going to hire now?
What coach are we gonna hire, Big O?
I like Jim Caldwell. I think that would be the perfect addition to this team. He can build a staff. He's a really good dude. Knows how to deal with human beings, which is incredibly important, and successful. I mean, that man was in Detroit for 4 years. They had 3 winning seasons and 2 playoff trips. That's hard in Detroit, dude. I mean, and then they fired him to hire Matt Patricia, which was just like a disaster, which is so ridiculous that they would fire that guy. And so that's that guy that they fired Cam Cameron in Baltimore in week 11, and he took over, and Baltimore went on to win the Super Bowl, and Joe Flacco threw 11 touchdowns and no interceptions. under Jim Caldwell. So I like Jim Caldwell. I think he can get it done. He can develop Tua and build a coaching staff.
And all the Harbaugh talk is just talk.
Yeah. Well, the owner already said, I'm not the guy going to take Harbaugh away from Michigan. So, see, remember the difference was Harbaugh was not at Michigan the last time they talked to him. He was just left San Fran, right? He had just left the Niners, right? Or just fired from the Niners or something like that, right? And so now he's with Michigan, and that's his baby. There's no way he's going to screw Michigan or, whatever, screw his Dolphins over by hiring. Isn't it funny that if he takes Jim Harbaugh from Michigan, he's really he thinks he's screwing Michigan over, but he's really screwing the Dolphins over. But hey, that's just me.
So you think Caldwell's the guy, huh?
Yes. And I certainly don't think Harbaugh's the guy. I'm not a Harbaugh guy.
No.
I think Harbaugh is, I think he's built for kids, not for men. His brother is meant to coach men, not him. That's just me.
Well, I mean, it's I know we're in a talks with a number of different candidates. We'll be laying in wait until that final decision is made.
Well, I always say when I grow up, I want to be like you. So you're at the Keys right now, right? Because
I'm looking. I'm a marathon right now.
I am looking behind you, and I'm just seeing I need to be there, with a hammock and a beer in my hand, and just cranking some rock and roll and relaxing in the sun out there. Look at that sky, bro. The water is.
It's not a cloud in the sky today. Water's flat. It's not too windy. But I'm working. I'm down here working. I've always got the phone right here. And we're working. We're actually visiting some realtors that had some closings down here in the Keys simultaneously. So it all kind of worked out for me to shoot down here for a couple days and pay everybody a visit and enjoy a little bit of good weather in the meantime.
Well, let me ask you something, Yves. Is it time for people that if they're thinking about refinancing, do they need to get on the ball right now? Because, after the Feds, talked, you just kind of worry that things are going to go up as the year goes on, and it's going to get
rates have been going up. I mean, historically, they're still very low compared to, where rates have been. Gone up to and have kind of sat and fluctuated over the past couple decades. So still very low, not as low as they were a year ago, and definitely not as low as they were a year and a half ago. But you still have an opportunity to lock in a great interest rate in the 3% range on a 30-year mortgage, and even still in the 2% range down on a 15 and a 20-year mortgage. But right now, what's with all the pent-up equity that everybody's built from the appreciation of their properties right now, if you bought a house 7-8 months ago, 9 months ago, we may be able to move your mortgage insurance. We may be able to turn you from an FHA loan to a conventional loan, and heck, your rate may stay the same or even go up an eighth or a quarter. But if you get rid of $150, $250, $300 mortgage insurance payment, you're still saving money.
Yes.
You're right. Rate, it's great to have the lowest possible rate, but when you look at other factors on your mortgage, there is still the potential for you to have a savings with your monthly payment. And, everybody's built up the high interest credit card debt. They finance and taking loans to buy toys. And, you may be feeling a little overwhelmed right now coming into the new year out of the holidays with a lot of monthly bills, monthly mortgage, and everything else you got on your plate. We've had tons of cases where we're able to save someone or a family, $500, $1,000, up to $2,000 or $3,000 on a monthly basis by consolidating all of that higher interest short-term debt into a low interest, tax deductible low interest debt, and it really makes a difference. You know, when you can have an extra $500 to $1,000 or $2,000 extra monthly in a household, you know, that family or that couple or that person, that individual is living a much different life with
You know,
that income.
I've had the experience already with you now for a few months, and some of the listeners, when they come back to me, some of the stuff that you talked about. It's like, dude, thank you for Eves, man, because he opened my eyes about this and that, and I ended up saving money. And that's the problem, folks. That there's a lot to all of this. There's a lot of loopholes. There's a lot of things that you can take advantage of, so you can save yourself some money, so you have more money for a vacation or for your kids' college fund or a car or something like that. So that's why we tell you all the time, please call American Dream Lending. Call Eves. He eliminates the V. He makes it a yes. 305-992-5218. I tell you all the time, that's his cell number. So you can call him right now. Call him in the afternoon when you're stuck in traffic. Call him on a Saturday. 305-992-5218. Take advantage now before the rates start to soar, and find out about the different programs, because they know all the ins and outs and they can save you a bunch of money, man. So great stuff there, Eves, man. Great stuff. I appreciate. And by the way, he is licensed in 47 states. So you might be watching in a state. We've got listeners in Indiana and even Hawaii that are working with Eves. So from other states, you can actually work with Eves. So call them. So it's not just South Florida. It's not just Central Florida. It's all over 47 different states. All right.
Give us a call. We'll get you hooked up with one of our licensed loan officers in one of those 47 states. And I'll oversee everything throughout the entire process. Make sure you're well taken care of. That's for sure.
That's what it's all about. So write that cell number. Better yet, save it on the cell phone. 305-992-5218. All right, stud. You continue to enjoy those keys.
See, we're good. I'm getting back to work in about 8 minutes here.
Yeah. I got a broadcast from there one day with that view in the back.
Whenever you want to, Big O, we can set it up right here.
There you go. Sean is ready to drive down to the Keys and hang out for a couple of hours. That's a beautiful thing. All right, Eves. Much love, brother. Appreciate you. Enjoy the weekend.
All right, Big O. Thanks. Have a good one. Talk to you.
You got it. There you go. The great Eves Sham. You're going to love him, man. He's such a good dude. Local guy. Can take care of you. And even some of our listeners out of town, make sure you call him 305-992-5218. The website is adreamlending.com. All right, good stuff. George Romero is going to join us later on in this hour. We'll have some fun with him. We'll talk some boxing. Appreciate that. You see what Joe Judge did? So you get fired. What do you do? I can relate with Joe Judge. Joe Judge and I are like, we're like brethren. We're like we're like brothers from different mothers. Okay. So Joe Judge rebounded from his firing from the New York Giants, like many of us would when you lose a job. Judge received a big delivery of pizza and beer at his home on Wednesday, TMZ reported. Joe Judge getting over the New York Giants breakup with beer and pizza and a whole hell lot of it. A delivery came after Judge was fired by the Giants after 2 seasons. Judge had 9 boxes of pizza delivered, as well as cases of Michelob Ultra and Coors Light beer. He was happy. Now, of course, because he's got 3 more years of guaranteed money that he's going to get probably from the Giants, so he wins. But, it's kind of like when I got fired from QAM and I knew like for 11 months it was coming, and I'm like running out the door of the building with, free at last. So Joe Judge had the Big O feeling.
Well, that, and then when you look at what the job, you almost want to get fired right now, right? Because I mean, they're not. What do you come back next year for? What more? For what?
The same? Yeah, Gettleman, right?
Gettleman retired now.
I know, but he retired. Yeah, he retired. Yeah, he retired.
He just didn't want to get fired again.
Yeah. That's all right. But it's fun. It's I don't mind that QAM fired me. They fired me so I can go on and kick their ass. There's nothing wrong with that.
I will laugh last. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm already laughing last. Let's make sure we put that right, okay? I'm already laughing my ass off last at those clowns over there. So, yes. So, who knows? We'll see if Joe Judge does the same. Will Joe Judge and Brian Flores be working for Bill Belichick again next year? That is the question.
I don't know if you know right off the top of your head, but who is the defensive coordinator for New England?
Oh, God.
The only reason I'm asking is Josh McDaniel is the offensive coordinator, and he's in the running.
Yeah.
His name is popping up, so he may leave.
Right.
Which would open up the offensive side of the ball. Would the defensive side of the ball get opened up?
Yeah, no.
I guess I should probably be the one checking out that, huh? Let me go back and do my job. Hold on.
Yeah. Let me see. I might be able to. Let me see if I can find it here for you. Who is the defensive coordinator? Now I'm forgetting who the defensive coordinator is for the damn Patriots. That's interesting that you bring that up. The defensive coordinator for the Patriots is Steve Belichick and Gerard Mayo, their former linebacker, the Tennessee linebacker, right? Isn't Mayo from Tennessee, if I'm correct? Wow. So his son and Gerard Mayo. So he's not going to fire his son, dude. Well, no, Flo will have to work for his son.
I could see Flo.
Yeah,
going
Flo,
back
you're a
DC.
linebackers coach now.
Oh no, I don't think Belichick does that to Flo.
Well, he's not going to demote his son now. And Gerard Mayo is his former player, so he's kind of grooming his former player. So no, those guys aren't coming back. They're going to have to go somewhere else. That hug at the end of that game.
Yeah, he's asking.
That was like, hey, don't forget me, buddy. And I think they're leaving your ass behind. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. With all of your vaccines, how is Biden doing for you now? I have no COVID. I don't know. I'm doing fine. How about you? I'm doing great, bro.
Gerard Mayo was requested by the Denver Broncos to interview for their head coaching.
Oh, Flo may have a shot now. I'm working.
See?
Flo may have a shot. Oh, I love it. He could have COVID coordinators. Oh, he could have co-coordinators, not COVID. Okay. All right, Newfoundland. I just got COVID in the brain. He does love co-coordinators and COVID coordinators. Either way, they're polluted. They are just interviewing these guys to go to their motions. They already know who they are hiring. John, you are on it, dude. You are so on it, bro. You are so on it. Okay? They know who they're hiring. These initial names, like to me, it almost feels like these initial names are just, the process, as they say. And then they'll, oh, well, we talked to everybody, but, this guy really was our guy. Big O, how about Marvin Lewis? Defensive coordinator? Yes. Head coach? No. So, there you go. John stole my line. Let's see. The vaccine has nothing to do with Biden, Trump, or anyone else in the government. Unconstitutional mandates are a Biden administration thing. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Bottom line is you had an opportunity to get your vaccine and your booster so you can fight the damn thing and you don't end up in a hospital. That's all. Because there's a good chance that it might hurt you. And even if you're vaccinated, there's a shot because you don't know what your DNA holds, like none of us do, like no doctor does. So just no vaccine is perfect. No anything is perfect, but people will try to make it all perfect. It is what it is. Nothing different than when we did it for the measles or anything. Just politicize it for no reason at all. Take your damn vaccine and move on. That's it. That's all. People have made it all a big deal for nothing. Big O, what do you think about Miami Coin? You know, I've bought more Miami Coin because I got Miami Coin under 2 cents, and it's actually been low. Like those of us that had staked it and earning percentage, we're not earning nearly as much because it's gone down. But what do I tell you about when it goes down? You buy more. So you lower your overall price. So now I bought more and I staked it at 145% on OKCoin. And so now I'm countering the stuff that I have at a dollar, 1.7 cent, 1.9 cent, right around there is where I have a lot of my Miami Coin, and I staked it. So now I got a lot of it at 8 and 9.89, under a penny, and staked it at 145. Now the stuff I staked at 1.7 and 1.9 was at 400%. Okay, so I'm earning 2 ways, but I've also lowered the price of my Miami Coin. Now, I'm hoping now when the market rebounds, that Miami Coin rebounds now and starts to soar. And if it does, at the price that I got it, which is under a penny right now, it should end up paying huge dividends in the interest rate. But it's been down for like the last 5-6 weeks. And that has not been good for those of us that have staked it. But this is the game we play. You know what I mean? So now we're hoping, and I think also with Miami Coin, I got to look into it, but I think miners have sold their Miami Coin also, and that also has kept the price down. Once they overcome that, it'll start to climb again. I'm not going to tell you it's going to soar, but it'll climb again so we can start to make some decent profits off of it. Listen, Miami Coin is not one that you're getting to get rich on. Okay? But there's your little in on Miami Coin. Yes, sir.
Just some hurricane news updates. Both the cornerbacks, DJ Ivey and Al Blades Jr., they are returning back to Miami. So both starting cornerbacks are there. And so
what are they going to do, go to the draft?
You never know. I guess if Manny Diaz was still there, they probably would have went to the draft.
Yeah, that's a good point. David says, you probably already talked about it earlier on the show, but how about the Heat beating up in Atlanta last night, being 11 games over 500? You know, David, I have not talked about the 115-91 win over Atlanta. Miami is 26-15, which is what my man David was talking about. Caleb Martin, man, 10 rebounds yesterday to go along with the 18 points. Wasn't like he shot a great percentage. Yurtseven with another double-double, but have you noticed that he is also a terrific facilitator? Like there's been several times that he'll end up with 4 or 5, and he had 6 assists last night. You know, that's he's a good player, man. Once he cleans up his offensive game around the glass and he becomes a better finisher, and then if you can get him to become a 3-point shooter, oh boy, he's developing to a nice player. I like him.
I wanted to ask you because, of course, we have Sloman's home security inside the paint with Ira, and then we have the Yakima Pembroke Pines report with Ira as well.
Yeah,
and he's always saying Spo stays with an 8-man rotation.
Yes.
Is he going to be able to do that with this team?
No, but that's what I remember. That's what I talked with Ira about before, that I said, Ira, you know, now I think they can win the championship because now they're deeper than ever. And Spo now, I think it would be wrong of him to have an 8-man rotation during the year. And Ira talked about that you can keep the other guys fresh.
Yeah.
By playing those guys, by playing a Gabe Vincent more and keeping Lowry fresh for the playoffs. But I think once you get to the playoffs, do you go back down to 8, or are you better maybe with 10 or 11 because you're leaving some legitimately good players, good defenders out? Because I want Caleb Martin playing, dude.
In the early rounds, why not keep that rotation, keep them fresh? Maybe as you're advancing, then you kind of more tighten it because you want to leave the guys on the floor. But why not give Butler some time?
Yeah, I think he will.
In the
I think he will.
Then,
and by the way, if Oladipo's healthy, there's no 8. There's no 8s. It's got to be more, dude.
Right? I just
got to be 10 or 11.
Every time I watch this team and it's
They're
another
deep,
guy,
dude.
it's like
they're super deep. I never expected this. I'm telling you, I think that he can win the title. I'm dead serious about that. They are deep enough, and we know that they have, if not the best coach, one of the 3 best coaches in the NBA. That's not even up for discussion. I don't care where you want to put Spo, 1, 2, or 3, but he ain't falling out of that. I think he's 1 or 2. Pops, I would give Pops out of pure respect and track record. He would be my 1. I think Spo is the second best coach in the NBA, probably the best coach right now. But overall, got to give Pops his props because it's Pops, bro. You respect what people have done and what they've accomplished and all those things. Pops is a beast. But Spo is the second best coach in the NBA in my book. So I know they've got that. I never saw this coming from this Heat team. No way. They were going to have this depth. Sick, dude. Tyler Hero lit it up last night. Gabe Vincent shot 4 of 7 from three-point range. They got Atlanta again. And Atlanta has kind of taken a major step back from last year, too. So they should be able to take care of business on Friday at FTX Arena. Yes, sir.
Does Nate McMillan get replaced and then they rejuvenate again this year?
That's what
happened last year, right?
Yeah, man, it's so weird. The Nate McMillan thing, it's just he should never get another chance again because it just seems like I don't know what it is about him, but he runs out. It runs its course. It's the oddest thing out there, man. How it runs its course. All right. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. By the way, SHIB surged 16% yesterday. To give you just to touch base a little bit on a little crypto love. SHIB yesterday went up 16%. Right now it's down 3.5%. And it's been at a really good buying point right now. It was in the high 20s to 30. Right now, SHIB is down 6%, not 3%. And it's down to 30 now, which is, I think it's actually at a really good buying area. And I tell you this because, and remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that loves crypto. And I've already made a bunch of cash on SHIB on the first go around when it went up to 90. Now it's in the 30 range. And we're talking about, what is it? Thousandths of a penny, I think it is, or millionths of a penny. We're talking. So we're several digits away from the decimal. But my point is, SHIB jumping up yesterday, dumping a little bit right now, which might be a good in. And now there are rumors again that it's going to be listed on Robinhood. So right now, we are all hoping that somehow or another it can get in there. It's at $17 billion at market cap, which is just amazing. Price charts are suggesting that the move followed a bounce from the resistance turn support levels of 27. However, the token remains in a broader downtrend as prices have dropped 62% since reaching the all-time high back in October of 2021. The price bump came shortly after rumors of listing on Robinhood did the rounds on Twitter. Shiba Inu Robinhood listing said to come as early as February. A tweet by business news handler Zero Hedge read, Robinhood did not return requests for comments. Usually when they don't return requests for comments, that means it might be true. So if it is coming in February, and right now it's hovered around and it's back at 30, and it's gone down to like 27 and 26 and all that, take advantage. Because when this soars, when it goes to Robinhood, I believe it'll move over a digit, maybe 2. And if it gets to 2 digits, boy, you're going to be making yourself some cash. So, not a financial advisor, but you can get your SHIB there at OKCoin. All right. And do we have the link on YouTube? Well, we're going to put it on YouTube, but you can go to our Twitter page And we have OKCoin links there where you can get $50 free of Bitcoin. I mean, nothing wrong with $50 free of Bitcoin. And right now, Bitcoin, just to kind of fill you in, right? It's right around 43, 44. So you think about it, this thing's going to explode. When it gets to like 80 something, that 50 turns into 100. So there you go, man. It's a beautiful thing. All right, we got some great boxing coming to South Florida, baby, and it's coming to Hialeah Park. And a man that is going to be a part of it is George Romero, and he is kind enough to join us now on the program. George, spring forward there. How you doing, baby? How you feeling?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the boxing card. Talk a little bit about it, man, because obviously you've been in the business for a while, putting all this stuff together, and talk a little bit about how this has all come together and the idea of bringing all these really young and talented fighters together.
The thing is that back in the day, Luis de Cuba, the promoter, he was having something similar, like 40 years, I believe, from today. He having a lot of Cuban boxing back in the days, and they make tremendous card, and they are planning to do the same thing. We know that.
By the way, we used to do it at the Seville Hotel. I was there all those years ago. Okay, so yeah, I'm old. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you already know that they make great shows, and I believe that will be tremendous. There are a bunch of undefeated fighters that were facing this day, and I myself, I am 20-0 boxer, and I will face a very experienced Argentine guy, and I believe that we will make a great show. I believe that will be incredible for the people here in Florida. They can watch the amazing fights, but they will be able to go to the casino to enjoy amazing nights. So I'm very excited for this opportunity that they give me. This is a big thing for me because this is my home, Miami. I'm living here for the past 12 years. So it's very important to me every time that I have the opportunity to show my people, the friends that all my families, my talent and what I worked. I believe that will be incredible. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, George Romero, of course, is 21-0 with 13 knockouts. So he's helping us promote here the fight. Joanny Argelados is going to be in this fight. He's 8-0 with 4 knockouts. Michel Banquez, a Venezuelan, is 19-1 with 13 knockouts. Ariel Perez de la Torre, La Máquina, is 6-0 with 5 knockouts. Orestes Velasquez, another Cuban boxer who's 2-0 with 2 knockouts. Abram Martinez, Mexican fighter who's 9-0 with 7 knockouts. So there's going to be a lot of interesting young fighters here. How many of these guys do you know, George?
Probably most of them. I'm been training with them, especially Agilao. He's my training partner. I know Ariel too. I know Carbonell. I know most of the fighters from the card. Maybe the opponents, I don't know much about them, but the Orestes también, that's a great mashup there. And I know all the fighters. That's why I can tell for sure that will be incredible because I know what they put. I know what they bring to the table. I know that every time that you see a Mexican in the card, that will be a war. Because that's what they usually do. And we are different Cuba because we have a different style. They usually say the Cuban fighters, they usually box, they have very technique. But we are pretty much like a Mexican because we like to fight in the close distance. And it will be exciting for the people. I know that every time all the people who go to the show, they will get what they pay for because this is tremendous. And every of these fighters that they are here today, they are facing one of the great opportunity especially with Luis de Cuba. He's one of the big guys as a promoters on the business, and this is one. This is the one thing that all the fighters they are looking for. They are looking for to make a great show, because something big things can happen after that fight. So I don't think that any of the fighters on the card that will be a bad fight. No, I believe that this is tremendous, and we are gonna put everything that we have on the tank that night.
George, answer this question. Why is it, or how can we explain it?
Mm-hmm.
What is it about Cubans and Mexicans that they just produce boxers? What is it about those two countries that are so well known with boxing? Why? What is it that Cuba and Mexico do that they attract that sport so much?
I believe that this is the culture. We've been back. We wouldn't, especially at my age, since you are very little. There's a boxing gym in every corner.
Right.
So we usually have histories about champions, and we grew up with those kind of story. And I believe that this is, and especially in Cuba, they focus a lot baseball and boxing. This
Right.
is one of the two main things. In Mexico, they have a lot of fighters. A lot of fighters. Mexico is a big country, and they usually have big story too. And I believe based on the history, this is the new generation. They looking for those extremely talent, and they want to be like them, like Oscar de la Hoya. They want to be like Julio Cesar Chavez. They has too much history. This is one country that, especially even the low fighters, the fighters that are not the first figure, they were gonna give you the best that they have, because that's the way that they are seated. So I believe, like I said before, this is a great opportunity for the people here in Florida. We don't usually have that card that it's very packed like this one. So I invite everybody. I say that this is a great opportunity to see real boxing.
No doubt. George Romero joining us. He's 21-0 with 13 knockouts. You can see him the 28th of this month here at Hialeah Park. It's going to be a terrific boxing card. George, I ask you this also, since, and by the way, I commend you because you've been here 12 years and you've done a really good job in learning the English language. You've done a really good job in delivering here in the interview, man. I'm very, very impressed. But one of the things that I want to ask you, that as a Cuban fighter, and obviously we all know what the island has gone through for 70 years now, being under communist regime, how much being in those conditions has hurt the athlete in Cuba? Because you figure how many more athletes you could have developed in the last 50, 60 years if the country, because you were just talking about Mexico, how big it is and how they produce all of this. And I'm also thinking in my mind, they're also free.
Yes.
And that and I just wonder, if that country was free, how many more people would be athletes? How many more the training that you would have, how much better the resources, how much better, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I even tell people at times, they talk about Cuban cigars, and I'm Cuban, but I always tell people, and I'm honest, the world caught up to Cuba already. Why? Because Cuba can't produce the same cigars they used to. Why? Because they don't have the resources they used to have
They don't.
before. And so the world has the resources, and they've gotten better at growing cigars. So the difference isn't that much anymore between a great Cuban cigar and a great cigar that you can get outside of Cuba. And I think of the same thing with athletes. If it was a free country for over 50 years, how many more baseball players and boxers would we have seen coming from that island?
I have no idea. but it will be a lot. We usually have. Let me tell you this: we have like probably 100 boxers registered at BoxRec. We are right now available boxers that we are fighting right now. We are 100. Mexico, they have more than I don't know, more than 100,000. We are 100, and we got 4 champions.
Wow.
We are a small group of boxers, like 100, I believe that, and I think that I go farther than that. I believe there is 80 or something like that, and we got 5 champions. Imagine what we will be able to do if we are a free country, and we have all the research the this kind of countries like United States. That is just amazing country. I'm so grateful to be here. What will be from the Cuban fighters to be free and to fight all the trainers like you say, and we will be tremendous. A special baseball player too. This is incredible. Every time that one of those players they go to United States, they are on the big league. They are on working at playing at the MLB.
MLB, yeah, MLB, yeah.
So it's crazy. It's crazy what happened, especially with Cuba. Every time that you bring one Cuba here, probably in 2 or 3 years, that guy is a champion. If he's not a champion, he faced the champion at the moment. So it's crazy. It's crazy to imagine. It's sad. It's very sad because we know a lot of boxers. We've been knowing a lot of story from so many talents that they got wasting in that country. So it's very sad. It's very sad, and I believe that this is a great show too for that, because we are a bunch of Cubans here, especially in this car. We are four or five, I believe, and this is for us at the moment that my country is living. This is one way to show other boxers in the Iceland that you can do better, that you can live a better life, that you can have a better future, and that everything is possible. This is our way to show the people, to show the world what we are able to do if we are free.
No doubt about it. George Romero joining us, 21-0. You can catch him on the 28th of this month here at Hialeah Park. We're going to have a great card. Get your tickets, hialeahpark.com. We're going to give away 4 pairs of tickets here. You got to send me the text with your full name, phone number, and email, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 if you want to try to win one of those pair of tickets. Before I let you go, George, I just want to know one thing about what boxers go through. So when you walk out of that locker room, and on TV we're watching them walk from the locker room to the ring and step in the ring. What is going through your mind? Are you tactically breaking down the fight? Are you trying to inspire yourself? Are you trying to create anger? Are you trying to create some kind of emotion? Are you trying to tune out the crowd? Walk me through the mental process of a boxer from the second they walk out of the locker room to when they walk into the ring to face their opponent.
It's a little everything. You are thinking everything at the moment. There's a lot of nervous in yourself because you want to do the best. You are not afraid to any boxer, but as a person, you are sometimes afraid to don't get high as the expectation from the people. So it's you have to be very hard, very strong mentally, because this is a very crazy sport. Imagine some people, sometimes they go to a party and they are afraid to ask for a beer because they are afraid to ask for a beer. Imagine when you go in the middle of the ring, there are thousands of people watching you, and you can make any mistake, and the first mistake that you make, you can be on the floor. This is how strong you mentally has to be to get in the ring. And boxing is very hard sport. Not only that, I believe that the night of the fight is the more easy part of the career. I believe that everything that we have to go through outside the ring, especially with life, because this is a very crazy sport. We are challenging for a lot of stuff outside the ring. We need to deal with a lot of stuff, and I believe the part of the fight, this is so easy for us because we make the hard work at the gym. Yeah, every time that you go to the gym, like we are not usually normal person. A normal person or average person, they go to the gym and they make a couple pushes and that's it. No, we have to go to the gym and we have to put everything that we got. We have to feel that tired. We need to feel some tired, like we're gonna throw, because those kind of feeling you're gonna felt at the fight. So, like I said before, I believe that we have to have a strong mind, but the part of the fight, this is the easy part. This is the part that we need to enjoy.
All right, good stuff. George Romero, you want to see him do his thing the 28th of this month. You'll do it right here at Hialeah Park. Buy your tickets. You got a chance to win them here. You can check him out. He's 21-0 with 13 knockouts. George, thank you for taking some time, man. We really enjoyed it. And we'll talk to you on Fight Night, man. We'll be there broadcasting.
Absolutely.
All right?
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure for me, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, George. Pleasure is mine to have you, my friend. Thank you. There you go, George Romero, man. Good stuff there. Carried himself really, really well. I like that. Like that a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing him fight on the 28th, man. Good stuff. All right. 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, that's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. If you want to make a donation, that is Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O, next world's billionaire, 1/100th of a cent at a time. Damn right. God, it would be nice one day. You know, I would like to do this show without the need to make money. So I need to hit the lottery. So that way I could kind of do a show relaxing and all those kind of things, you know. But we got to work, man. We got to make a living for our families. Sean and I are trying to make a living. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to be, you know, a crypto billionaire. That would be nice. That would be nice. Can you imagine what we would do with this show? We'd make it even bigger than what it's getting already. Big O, you just sent a text. Was wondering if you saw that before and thought about the story. Oh, Big O just sent you a text. Was wondering, I don't know, what text did you send me? I don't know. Where'd you send me that text? Did you send it prior or something? Did he send it to the text line? Aha. Okay. I don't know. I have not checked the text line because I was doing something called an interview. So I was not checking the text line there. Let me check the text line here for my man NorCal. And I don't know what the hell's going on with this iPad or something, but damn, dude, it's been tough to get like this thing going. It's been like frozen and slow. I don't know what the hell's the deal. I'll try to bring up the text line here. I don't know. I'm trying, but I can't do anything about it if the damn thing doesn't want to pop up on its own. Jason Meyer says threw out two big picks in the Atlanta game that led to 14 points. I mean, wow. Are we gonna? Is this what we're gonna do, man? We're gonna just like hash the past, and you know, okay, it happened. All right, whether you agree with the firing or not, whether you want Greer gone or not, okay, what are we going to do now? What are you going to do as a Dolphin fan now? Are you just going to sit there and whine and complain every day about it? Because I can't. You know what I mean? Now, I know I'm a Tua guy and I'm a Greer guy. So I get it. I don't have a problem with anything going on right now. You know what I'm saying? But I have the same what's it called? I have the same goal as all of you. I want the Dolphins to win it all. So now it's watching what Chris Greer does and trying to fix this deal and hiring the next coach. So I'm going to turn the page and focus on the next coach. I want a new coach so I can get a new offensive coordinator, new offensive line coach, and a new QB coach. So that way the O-line gets better, the quarterback gets better. But I'm not going to sit here the entire offseason and rehash the positive or negative moments of this last season. And if those of you want to live like that for the next couple of months, knock yourselves out, man. Life is too short. You got to move on, bro. You got to let it go already. Tua's the quarterback. They're going to try to find a coach. We'll find out if Tua can play in the next year or two. You're going to find out because they're going to get a coach that can coach him up. They're going to get an offensive line coach that can fix this mess. I guarantee you they're going to do that because it's obvious they need it. And then we're going to find out where everybody stands. But if we're just, if you guys are going to sit here on the chat board, or that's all you're going to ask me and want to talk about the past or whatever, flow is gone, dude. It's over. I think I started the show with a little Bob Seger reference, right? Turn the page. Turn the page. Time to move on. It's not worth it, man. Life is really, really short. And right now, bitching and complaining about flow is not going to help you. Talking about what went wrong in this past season, not going to help you. Okay? Let's have some fun. Let's hear your thoughts on who you would like to be the head coach of the Dolphins. And if there's a legitimate free agent out there that's available, you want to talk about it, these are the things now that we can start to get into. But I mean, if we're just going to start rehashing and living in the past and just talking about everything bad that happened, not going to be a fun time doing radio. And I'm certainly not going to live like that. I'm going to turn the page and I'm going to hope for better now. And hopefully they will get the right coach. Hopefully they'll get the right assistant coaches to turn this damn thing around. So that way everybody's a little happier. Jay Rodriguez says, what do I have to do to get on the show? I'm a journalist. I feel like we bounce some good Dolphins talk back and forth. You're a journalist? Who do you work for? Who's Jay Rodriguez in our business? I don't know any Jay Rodriguez. Working for the Herald or the Sentinel or the... You mean you know about Jim? No, that's not Jim. Jim wouldn't do that. Jim wouldn't call himself a journalist. I know Jim. He'd call himself a degenerate, not a journalist. Okay? Because Jim's a friend of mine. So I know Jim really well. That's the only J-Rod I know in our business. Only one I know. So I'm not sure. But anyway, J-Rod. But dude, if you're media, you can like start your own show, right? I mean, you're media. So you'll be able to start your own show. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Jason Myers says, I agree. Tua didn't play bad that game. Oh, God, forget it. Ernest says, would love to see the mad scramble by the constitutionally pearl clutches for a vaccine once COVID mutates to lethal for all. Well, no, but it looks, Ernest, it looks like it's, I mean, whatever you're doing, bro, or whatever. But right now, COVID looks like it's mutating to less. That's the beauty. Because this last variant is not bad. It can only be bad for very few people now. The other variants, man, they could really mess with people. But this one's not that bad. If you're most people, of course, most people that are vaccinated and boosted, they get through it. You know? But it's this one doesn't seem like as bad as the other ones. Not even close. But it looks like it's mutating to less, not more. Jason Myers says, damn, he's picking on me, man. I'm on board with Flo being gone. I agree with almost everything you're saying. I'm just having a conversation with someone that posted about the game. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, bro. I just, it's just, I'm not into it. But it's not only you, Jason. It's just others. Got to let it go, man. Move on. Move on, Jason. Move on. We can't do anything about it, bro. The greater good's got Jack Del Rio in the house. That's the kind of coach that you're talking about. I'm happy with Caldwell or Peterson. No newbies. I'm with Doug Madison on that. No newbies. Damian Caballero says you should coach them. Who says I could coach? Journalist for Space Coast Daily in Brevard County. Okay, I'll check out the Space Coast Daily. I didn't even know that that existed. That's out in what, Cape Canaveral, I would imagine, right? Space Coast? Is that what it is? All right, Space Coast Daily. I'll check you out, J-Rod. They are requesting interviews with all these coordinators. No news on veteran coaches yet. Well, no. Leslie Frazier is a veteran coach, and I think that's the only one that's a veteran head coach. I think, yeah. Daboll is not. I kind of like Daboll, but I don't want Daboll only because he's never been a head coach, and I'm not into. No more coaches there where you got to put training wheels on, bro. Yes.
Also, with Caldwell, since he's not associated with the team, do they have to announce anything? They could just be doing it behind the scenes, right?
They could, or they could have. See, remember what I said yesterday. They already did this interview. They already had him in the building. They already hired him.
They had hired him already. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't need to. That's why I kind of think that, like, one of the guys, I think his name was John, and he said, "Oh, they're just going through the motions and whatever." And I'm with John 1,000%. I think they know who they're hiring. They just are loading up on information. That's all they're doing right now.
Yeah, and I think if that is the case, then you probably won't see a Del Rio's name or something like that
till later at the end.
Yeah,
that's like, okay, we're adding Caldwell and Del Rio and Peterson, and then those are the guys that are going to get hired. One of those kind of guys. So, I mean, that's what I think. Dougie Fresh says, "Oh, I'm a panhandle journalist. Why not let me submit some stories too?" Caldwell would be a great pickup for the Finns. Been around the team for a few years, so would have a good feel for the team. Actually, he was only around the team for a few days, not years. Okay. Let's see. Big O, the national media is rocking us, firing Flo. The national media doesn't know anything. That's all. So if any of the national media guys think they know something, they're more than welcome to come on the show. I'll straighten them out right away. I'll make sure that when I'm done with them, they'll walk out with their tail between their legs, and they'll know that they'll know their place. Let's just put it that way, because I'll put them in their place. Let's see. Big D says the media is all in on Flo about how he shouldn't have been fired. They will all see Flo was not the right guy. Just like Gase, just like Philbin and Cameron and Sperano and all the other ones that they've hired in the past that weren't the guys. Ernest says, "Oh, what I meant is if COVID mutates because of anti-vaxxers into a terminal virus, to watch them claw each other out for a vaccine." Well, doesn't it happen all the time? All those people that are anti-vaxxers and they're dying in bed and they're like, "Oh, I wish I would have taken the vaccine." It's a sad story, dude. I don't know how many times I've seen the person in their dying bed and it's like, "Oh, I wish I would have taken the vaccine." And it's like, it's a shame. It's like the people that make the vaccine sound like it's something evil. It's just so ridiculous. You know what I mean? We've been taking vaccines for 100 years, bro. We couldn't go to school without certain vaccines. What's the difference? It's just stuff that people create. It's an enemy that they create that isn't even existing. You know, this is about just humanity, bro. Period. That's all it is. Let's see. You have good ideas, Big O. Used to listen to you back in the day when my dad delivered flowers for Jenny's Flowers. I live in Central Florida now. Glad I can catch you on YouTube. Well, thank you, Jason. Remember, also on podcast. So even if you missed this, it's all podcasted. You know, Sean is half producer, half chef, because he gets his Ginsu knife and then just slices up the show in all kinds of ways, rants and interviews and full shows and all that kind of stuff. And so that way you can pick and choose what you want. So make sure you subscribe, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Those of you listening on the podcast, if you have a YouTube membership, if you don't, open an account at YouTube up. It takes 2 minutes, and then subscribe to the Big O Radio Show, please. We need to get to 10,000 downloads. Okay? It's very important for us to get to 10,000 downloads. We're at 9,600 when we started the show. Where are we at now? So we came 20 more, 9,620. There we go. I like it. I like it. There you go. Let's go. Keep building it up, man. We've gotten the last 600 really quick, man. So let's build it up if you can. Help us get to 10,000. Very important for the show to get to 10,000. It's a really important number. So love it. Oh, what positions are you addressing with the first 3 picks in the draft? Joel, first of all, I need to know where they're picking. I need to know who's available, who's coming out, who's staying, all that kind of stuff. What dirt is out there, and then I'm still a bit away from figuring out what they're going to do early in the draft or what could be there and all that. We're not there yet. We need some of these things to kind of fall into place. Right now, it's just spinning wheels because we don't have all the information, and we don't know exactly what you're going to do in free agency, which will then affect what you're going to do in the draft. So all of those factors need to be taken in before we talk about that. Rennie LeBeau says, I write for the Key Largo Daily. Put me on the show. all the small outlets are coming out of the woodwork there. All right. As long as you are right, I don't care if you ever tell us which QB Flo wanted. I don't want to be right, dude. I just want the Dolphins to win a Super Bowl. Okay, that's all I want. My Heat to win a title. My Panthers. Oh, man, I need the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup. I need them to kick Tampa's ass this year and win that Stanley Cup, dude. That's all I ever want, man. I want Inter to win the MLS Cup. I want the Marlins to win the World Series. I want the Canes to win the title all the time. That's all I want, man. I don't want to be right. I don't care about being wrong. I just care about them winning. Dougie Fresh says, you mean subscribers. What did I say? Did I not say subscribers? Did I say something else? What the hell did I say, Dougie? Ernest says, oh, by the way, I'm a South Florida Military Academy. Do you have to deal with Major Alvarado? Yeah, dude. You went to South Florida Military Academy? Wow. Holy crap. Damn. Yep. I remember Major Alvarado. I had, you know what? After all that, the experience was fun at South Florida Military Academy. I will say that. That was fun. Met some people, still actually talk to a couple of them to this day. You know, in fact, 2 of them got married that I know. That were in my class, like two kids that were in my 5th grade class got married to each other. You know what I mean? It's like really cool. So, yeah. And it's funny because the guy went to high school with me to Hialeah High. It's a small world, man. So weird, man. So weird. And now saying all that, I'm thinking of Bill. Because obviously He knew him also. We all hung out together. So just crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Small world. Small world. Yep. South Florida Military Academy. Then I went to Intercontinental for 1 year because remember they had that breakup at South Florida Military Academy, and the I forgot his name, whatever the general or whatever. He went and opened his own school in Sweetwater, and I went there for it's 1 year only. I know it lasted for a few years, but I only went for one, and then I went to Hialeah, and the rest is history. No, I went to Kinloch, then Hialeah High. That's what it was. Right, Kinloch, then Miami Lakes Junior, then Hialeah High. My schooling was so screwed up. I went from Kensington Elementary to Arbondale to South Florida Military Academy to Inter Miami Military Academy to Kinloch to Miami Lakes Junior to then Hialeah High. I told you the story about my daughter, and when my wife and I were getting married, I said, wherever we're married and wherever we buy a house, we're staying there for at least 20 years. Because my goal was I was never going to do, like, divorce and moving is treacherous for kids. I had a great personality, so I was outgoing and all that. I'm not a shy guy, so I met people right away and made friends, but it's normally tough for most kids. And I made sure that my daughter did not have that experience of bouncing around from school to school and all that kind of stuff. I mean, some of it I brought on myself. You know what I mean? You know, so that's why you go to military academy, because you aren't necessarily doing what you're supposed to be doing in public school. You know? So, you know, it's one of those. I'm 45 years old and I want to see a Dolphins Super Bowl championship before I die, says Ad Marks. I'm with you, brother. And I get it because I'm 10 years older than you, and I got to experience those Super Bowls. I was really young. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd like to experience it when I'm a little older. Yeah, the last Super Bowl I was 8 years old. So yeah, I remember it, but it's not like when you're 15 or 25 or 35. You're going to remember it a lot better than when you're 8. You know, and when I'm 8, I'm like, yeah, the game's all right, but my Tonka truck is really cool. You know? It's that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, let me go play with my big wheel. You know, it's a different world that I was living in at 8. You know, that's how it goes. Do you have any free agents, O-line players you want us to sign in the offseason? Anyone catch your eye? Joel, I don't know who's a free agent yet. We have to wait till we find out who's going to be a free agent, who's tagged, and who isn't. So right now, if I talk about somebody and then that player gets tagged, I wasted my time. Or he gets re-signed, I wasted my time. Or if he gets traded so he can get signed somewhere else, I wasted my time. So let's wait till everything is over and we know who's actually available and who isn't. Because if not, we're just spinning circles, baby. Oh, speaking of Bill, wouldn't it be funny if Flores ended up with the Bears? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Bill will be up there in heaven raising hell. Bill's going to go, no, my Bears have sucked. Now we got Flo. Oh, God. You know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I would imagine. Let's see. I was 3 the last time we won, says Steven. Speaking of Miami teams, I miss seeing the Dolphins players, Zonka, Fernandez, Scott, etc., at Marcella's, the greatest garlic rolls in the world. There's several places that make good garlic rolls. Mario the Baker, I love their rolls. Let's see, where else do I like or that I love their rolls? I know there's a couple places that I'm forgetting now that I love their garlic rolls. I guess they're not that good if I'm forgetting. I know Mario the Baker is one of them. Man, there's somebody that I'm forgetting really bad. I don't know why. I like garlic rolls myself. Mitch Dolphin says, Big O Radio Show still Do not see the link for OKCoin on your Twitter page. Dude, it's all over. Every OKCoin corner is there, bro. There's a link. Like, seriously, dude. Like, okay, look, like I can go on my Twitter page. Okay? Watch. Here's my Twitter page. And here and the first one, there's the link right there. It's the second post. Look at the link right there. Buy crypto on OKCoin, use my link right there. There's 3 different crypto cuts that you can listen to, and above it is the link. You see the OKCoin logo? Right there. There's one. Then you scroll down a little bit more. Here's another one. I mean, are you guys blind or something? Are you just lazy or what is it? Like, it's there. It's staring you in the face. $50 free of Bitcoin staring you in the face. No, seriously, it's right there. It can't be hard to find. You haven't been able to add it, or you can't add it because we're live? Oh, okay, I see. So he can't add it until we're not live anymore. So starting tomorrow, there'll be a link of OKCoin on the on our YouTube page there. But on Twitter, it's there, man. Several times. Every time there's an OKCoin corner, there's also a link there. So you guys can get $50 free of Bitcoin. $50 free of Bitcoin is pretty good, man. It's a good deal. Ricardo Cuchican says, I live in Argentina, and last Super Bowl we won. I didn't even know the Dolphins existed. And curiously, I became a fan in my 20s when I knew Garo Yepremian won both Super Bowls with the Dolphins. There we go. Armenian as me. Aha. There you go. There you go. Was it Canon? Did he do his... Was Garo a Canon guy? What was that? He had a camera commercial. I want to say it was Canon. The Big Cheese. That's it. Those are the best garlic rolls. Those are my favorites. The Big Cheese. Damn it. Thank you. How can I forget Gary and Billy and all the great people at the Big Cheese? God, I'm an idiot. I knew there was something I was forgetting. The Big Cheese, dude. I feel like going to have them now. I feel like driving right now directly to the Big Cheese to have some garlic roll. Oh, God, they're so good. There's a part of me that, the greater good, I wish you wouldn't have said it now. Oh, God. No, all I can think of is, those garlic rolls are the best. Those are my favorites. Yes. Those are my favorites. The Big Cheese. I can eat those garlic rolls forever. Jason says Mario the Baker on Dixie Highway that's it. That's the one I would go with my wife always. The one in North Miami off of Old Dixie Highway. Love that. I know there's a couple of other Mario the Bakers because they have several locations, but I believe that's the original, if I'm correct, right? Is that the original? Yeah, you don't even know anything about Mario the Baker, probably? Yeah, I believe that the original one is that one in North Miami on Old Dixie. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, please. Mama Jenny's over in North Miami. Such good garlic rolls. Never heard of it. Man of 1,005 holds. Okay? Don't know anything about Mama Jenny's. So is Mama Jenny's is it a pizza place? Is that what it is? All right. I only remember the 72 perfect season Super Bowl because everybody went out of their cars and started honking their horns. Big O, I think Will Fuller owes us money back. Laura, hey, I would love for him to give me his money. I'll take it. Jeffrey Chorus says, can't eat bread, dude. Sell those rolls though. Ha ha. Kenneth Cleveland says, Kenneth Cleveland is live from the Boom Boom Room. I write for the Boom Boom Room Times. Can I bring the talent on the show? Kenneth, that was a really good super chat. That was really good. And yes, you can bring Hallie on anytime you want, my man. Anytime Hallie wants to come on, she can come on, okay? She's always got the red carpet on my show. That's for damn sure. Love it. Love it. Oh, that's awesome. What else? Mr. and Mrs. Bun in Miami. Best sandwiches in town. They bake their own buns in-house. Where is it, Caesar? Mr. and Mrs. Bun in Miami. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. So it sounds like one. It sounds like a good place just by the name. Ad Max says one of my greatest jobs in the moments as a fan is when the Dolphins beat Dallas in the Leon Lett game. Yeah. Nikolai Roll says, Big O, I thought I knew football, but hearing you talk about staffs and coaching and what it takes opens up my eyes. Well, thank you, Nikolai. It's very, very kind of you, man. I appreciate that. And man, we're just talking sports, man. We're just having fun, and we all want the same thing. We just want our teams to win. We all have a different point of view and a different way of looking at it and a different way that they should go about it. And that's kind of what makes sports talk fun. As long as we all realize that we're going to be right and we're going to be wrong. And we got to live with it. Big Louie in Fort Lauderdale, best garlic knots ever. They're good. I've seen the Big Louie place. I've never been in it, but I've seen it. Okay. The last time I lived in Miami, Stephen Wilson says, or in Florida, was in the 80s, so I don't know the place you mentioned, but we used to drive from North Carolina to Kentucky, etc., just to go to Marcella's. Wow. Big O, 72nd Street, they also have great empanadas. Okay. All right. You mean Sunset, right? Is that what you mean? But Sunset and what? For Mr. and Mrs. Bun. All right, Sunset and what? Mr. and Mrs. Bun. Because I live off of Sunset, so maybe that's maybe I want to eat a little some on my way home. Mr. and Mrs. Bun sounds good, hun. You're looking up the exact address? Also, 155th and Sunset. Wow. That's up there. No, I know exactly where it's at. Okay. All right. I'll check it out. I might check it out right now on my way home. Big O, talk about food now. I want Ray's Pizza, he says. Carlos says, I've never seen a Dolphin Super Bowl win. I experienced 2 Super Bowl losses, though. At least I had the Marino years. I know. The Marino years were great, man. They were so good. I just wish he got more of a finish. By the way, tomorrow we have Ira Winderman at 10:30, Manny Navarro at 11, Omar Kelly at 11:30, and Cameron Wolf at 12:30. Okay. I mean, tomorrow we are loaded. We are at Acura Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. So come on out and join us. Big O says, Sean Brooks says, Big O, where's your OnlyFans page? Well, I'm waiting to get in kind of shape so I can have a fans only page and, do my nudes and all those kind of things. You know what I mean? Because you don't want it now. You want me to get in shape and then do the nudes and all that kind of stuff, Yes?
Listen to this chat, boy. We could just probably get garlic rolls and put on there and we'd do good.
On what? The garlic
rolls? OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
Garlic rolls.
That's it. Me eating garlic rolls in the nude. No?
Mine.
Oh, Lordy.
I don't even want garlic rolls.
All right, well, we got to thank, of course, the Brunetti family, as always, for making it happen for us here and great supporters of our show. Frank Fiore, always a stud. Steve Calabro, the manager here at the casino. Of course, all the great people out here. Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, that puts it all together every single day. And, of course, most of all, every one of you out there for always tuning in. Smashing the like button. Please smash the like button on your way out Please subscribe to the show. Those of you listening to the podcast, go to the YouTube page and subscribe. We need to get to 10,000. We're a little over 300 and what? About 300 and what is it? 80? I think you said. You said 620, right? I want to say you said 620. So we're 380 away from 10,000. 370 now. We added 10 more since we last talked. So we're 370 away from it. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's bring it up. Remy LeBeau says the big cheese. The big cheese is so good. So good, the big cheese. I love the big cheese, man. Oh, tell you. Big O, if Flo goes to Chicago, he'll hook up with his old buddy Grant. Yeah, I know. I think they're just interviewing him to interview him, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, we will see you tomorrow. If you want to visit us, by the way, we're going to be out at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. So come on out and visit us out there, man, at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And make sure you tell them that we sent you if you go out there to buy or lease a vehicle. Love you all out there as always. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Be good.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O